back on the phone again. We'll see what happens. Y'all don't need to see my trash. Come on in and say stuff as you're coming in. Let me know if you can hear it. I'm using the phone again tonight. I slapped that thing. Yeah, you're the first one here. I slapped that thing together today, and it doesn't have everything set up the way I want it, so I'm not using it for OBS. Move stuff around. Good evening. I sound fine. Thank you, Mr. Spot. Mr. Spot. Yeah, we'll get going here in a little bit here as people keep coming in. 12 of you, though. That's like it's like the most I normally hear. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of personal update, and then we'll kind of dive into some Ask Me Anything stuff. Turn it a little bit. There we go. It's been a little while since I've done it this way. Yeah, that's professionalism at its professionalist best. Also ignore people walking above my head. All right. Another minute or so. It's amazing people dip in and out so fast. It's kind of interesting, actually. Use the trash can. Thank you. You don't need to see my trash. What's up, DB? Mr. DB. So, no, you're shaking. Yeah. Did I see the platypus in 45? No, I have a selection of SHOT Show guns that I actually have up on the computer here, but I did not see that they're doing one. If they do one in 45, that'll be interesting. It's actually what I was going to name the stream tonight was going to be Party Like It's 2011 because, man, everybody's doing that now. You say that they're doing a platypus 45. Brady, hold up your late. Yeah, no, don't worry, man. Take your time. We're just kind of getting into it here. T-Sauce is coming out with an MP5. Have you found a holster for the Sharps Brothers 365 grip? That's Daniel's gun, the 365 with the Sharp Bros grip, and he actually has a guy custom manufacturing his holster for it. I don't know if the guy wants publication or anything. If he does, then I'll add the information. Wonder if it takes Glock 21 mags. You would almost assume so. I'm going to open it up right now. Stealth Arms 45 ACP. That takes 45 ACP magazines. I love this stuff. Yeah, okay. That was actually put up by Platypus on Reddit, their own post. Yeah, it's a Platypus in 45 ACP that takes 45 ACP magazines. Who would manufacture it? Is it Glock? Is it 1911? I mean, it's definitely double stacked, so I would assume it'd be a Glock 21. Dang, oh, yo. What's up, Mr. Nukem Dukem? You almost grabbed the STX 1911 today. Yeah, the post is kind of funny. No mag in it either, so you can't even guess. Although it is SHOT Show. But yeah, before we get going in today's, the reason I felt so bad the last couple of live streams was because I'm actually dealing with an infection in my leg. So it's taking a lot out of me, but now I'm taking meds that are taking it out of me because they suck. I can't take what I'm taking because I'm allergic to it, but I have to take it. Otherwise, things are going to get bad. So, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Like I said, that one was one of the ones I hadn't actually really taken a look at. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens if my foot doesn't get better here. Things could get bad. But yeah, some of my favorite guns that I've seen. Walter's doing the PDP match now with a steel frame, which is pretty cool because now it's like a PPQ Q5 steel frame. It's a little bit expensive at about $2,000, but that one will be interesting. It still has too much slide mass, And the fact that I can see where the barrel is, I understand they had to go with the slide mask that they did because of the optics cut. The optics cut is down into almost into the firing pin chamber or the striker chamber, and that's why they had to raise it. But I would still like to see them somehow lower the mass, either take it out of the bottom of the gun and lower the bore even more, or figure that out. I don't really care for its over bore. Ever thought about buying a Raptor 50 BMG or even a Barrett? Yeah, I have thought about it, but they're expensive. When they come up for sale, when we have a few clients that will trade off their Barretts every now and then. The last one we got was a 107A1 or 107, whatever it's called. The newer one, the lighter one, the shorter one, or the more compact one, and we sold it for $14K because they're just not available in our area. Take 3 meds, then 5 to combat the side effects. Pretty much, I'm taking 2 anti-nausea medications, but it's still making me. I had to lay down before the stream, and I almost threw up. I almost canceled the stream just because I really wasn't feeling good. It sucks. Yeah. Oh, you'd microdose some. Yeah, shrooms, hallucinogens. A lot of things I'm non-reactive to, and in fact, I'm opposite reactive. So, the anti-nausea medication that they tried to give me actually makes me nauseous. All the antibiotics they give me makes me nauseous. So, just in general, it's making me nauseous. But I can actually read today, so that's a good thing. Yeah, Monday's live stream, I felt so bad by the end of it, I literally couldn't read. So, you left work early yesterday, massive migraine coming in. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. If you're a Revolver fan, Ruger's doing the Super Blackhawk and 22 Hornet, so that ought to be a good one. $1,500 though for a 22 Hornet. That's a lot of money for one of those. 9-inch barrel. Obviously, they're putting out a little bit more information on the Daniel Defense, the Daniel H9, which is the remake of the Hudson, but it's actually a modification to the Hudson. It's not as chonky in the front. Yeah, people coming in, I like that. But it's not nearly as chunky in the front because they lifted the recoil spring quite a bit, almost halfway up from where it used to be. So the lower half of the gun has been redesigned, but it's also a metal frame, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. Yeah, Diamondback doing a revolver that's $1,200. That's a lot of money. The Daniel Defense H9 is actually going to be. They're saying that one's going to be something like $1,400 or something like that. So we'll have to see what it actually goes onto the market for. We're going to order 2 of them. Daniel wants one. I want one. It's got an interesting. Now that I'm looking at it closer, it's got a trigger safety and a linear trigger, but the trigger safety pulls in from the top, not from the bottom. So that ought to be interesting. We'll have to see how that works when that comes out. Definitely gonna get one of those. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm fine with it. Everybody wants to come in. Staccato's releasing the C. That's an interesting one. The Staccato C is using the CS chassis, so it's actually wider than the standard C. So that'll be a lot of, man, they're doing like a bunch of 1911 and 2011s this year in the face of all you people that say that 1911s are a dead technology. All the 2011 is a 1911 with double the capacity. Fight me. So that'll be interesting. Let's see. Nighthawk came out with some ugly revolvers, bunch of colors. Yeah, Nighthawk and Court are working together though. That's why. Nighthawk Custom, either they own Court or Court owns them. I think it's they own Court. And yeah, so they have access to all of their palette of colors. If you look at a lot of Courts, they look like they're case cold hardened, but they're not. That'll be interesting though to see how those run. The X10 is getting a smaller brother, a compensated one. I don't know if I really enjoy a compensated because it says it's got a 3.8-inch barrel, but then you look where the comp cut is and it's in the same place as like the SIG 365X Macro Comp or X Comp and all the other ones, and you lose about 0.2 of an inch of a barrel. So it's actually like, oh yeah, there we go. So you're gonna lose like almost 0.2 of your barrel. So it's like a 3.6-inch barrel firing a 10 mil. I think that's going to affect velocity a little bit. So that one you may want to shoot high power 40 out of. But it's nice to see they're at least doing one that's slightly smaller. Slightly being a relative term because the actual full-size X10 is 4.7 inches. but this has got a 4-inch barrel, so, or 4-inch slide, because of the compensated barrel. We'll have to see what comes out of there. Springfield Armory, they've added 6 new versions to their TRP lineup. I liked my operator, but it wasn't worth the $1,600. So this one is probably going to be, yeah, $2,000 for the VZ. Daniel Defense has a 9mm carbine that takes Scorpion mags, and it's only $1,800. That's justification for a lot of money for something that isn't actually worth that kind of money. I would not pay that much money for a PCC. Yeah, the new one, the TRP 45 and Coyote Brown, is $2,000. Well, yeah, why do you get to skip school? Yay. Oracle Arms, they showed more in depth. I mean, everybody's getting their hands on the 2011. They're doing the compact next. So it doesn't say what the mag count is going to be or the round count, but it's probably going to be somewhere, if it's a compact with a smaller barrel, which appears to be like a 3.5-inch, so it's almost officer size in that regard. I bet it's going to be using the compact 320 mags, so that's going to be 15 rounds. So it's smaller than the standard one, but not by much. Turned head with its radical new. I'm reading off of some. This website's not that good. They're not very, very wise with what they're talking about. So, you like the Apollo 2011? No mimming them now. We'll have to see. And then there's a company I've never even seen anything on their guns, and it looks like they're just basically. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, so there's this company that's called Military Armament Corporation. It's coming out with their own 2011. They're calling it the Mac 9 DS, Military Armament Corporation. I can see the serial number on the side of this gun. It's a Gerson that's been rebadged. Let's see. All black finish, it's just with OEM. Yep, it even comes with the Checkmate mag, which is the exact same mag that the 2311 from Gerson comes with. So, yeah, this company is rebranding the Gerson and bringing it over. And this website literally doesn't even say a thing about it. So, yeah, it's a 4.25-inch Gerson. When I saw Knoxville, Tennessee, that's what kind of tripped me up to it. And then it's got a Turkish serial number. Turkish serial numbers are kind of funny in how they do that. I know people are like, oh, he's not showing his screen. Look, I had to go back on the phone, okay? Leave me alone. I could swap over to my OBS, but it's not set up right. So, no, it's definitely Gerson, not T-Saw, especially for the money. I mean, looking at the gun, it looks exactly the same. All the cuts are in the same place. The the front serration is the same. It's got a fiber optic front. Does that mean anything to you? Yeah, like Texas Toyota. Well, it's the same thing with Rock Island. Rock Island has Ivor Johnson that they manufacture for Taylor's and Company, and there's another one in town. But yeah, they manufacture OEM guns for a couple of different companies. Citadel. Citadel is another one that sells Rock Islands, and they call them their own brand, but they're actually built and serviced by Rock Island. TH10. We all knew that was coming because we've seen reviews on them. The only thing I don't like about the TH10 is the hammer. The hammer just feels cheap and chintzy on the TH10. It's not my style. Needs a better hammer. We've already talked about the Smith & Wesson SD SD9 2.0. $350 ain't bad though. Hammerly's doing a 1911, but I guarantee you that if you look closely enough, it's going to say Umarex somewhere on it. Yep, Umarex. Guessed it just by looking at it. So Hammerly's going with some Umarex stuff too. The Night Stalker double stack, which is the only one I'm actually curious about. I have my buddy checking that out at the show. Canik is going to open production in South Florida. That means the price is going to go up. Stuff, kids. If you're bored, I don't want to go to Reddit. Why would you do that? So he took the Elite and turned it into a combat. So let's see, what did he do? He added a comp. It's already been bronze. Okay. Really? Completely new frame? It looks identical to me. He had put a reverse cut at the front of the... No, he didn't even put a reverse cut. What is different about this frame? The frame is exactly the same. It's got even the same double thumb cut. Yeah, he's a man that's starting to turn into a Mac, basically. Hello, Nick. Not much is going on. Carbon carbide? The frick is carbon carbide? So, okay, so he changed the slide release by adding extra cuts. Standard optics cutout. Oh, you get a collaboration coin, not a challenge coin, a collaboration coin. Yeah. There's a reason why it's only $1,000 and not one of his other TTIs. Love the mustache, man. Cheers from a gun mustache. I'm fuzzy all over, son. It just looks darker because of my hat. You got to type your stuff in like one paragraph, DB. I'll read it, but you're making it hard to follow along. Put things a little more condensed for me, dude. Oh. Yeah, I don't like that. Do not like that. Yeah, I finally found that light too. Some of y'all saw the picture. It's called the Scorpion. This is a weapon light built by this company, Brynite, and they sent this thing out to me. They said, do you want to take a look at this and a big flashlight? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll take a look at both. So they sent me this and they sent me the flashlight. The flashlight's pretty decent. I haven't charged it since I got it, and this was like October or September, and it's still charged. Same thing with this thing. It's a bright ass light, and I have not charged this thing since I got it. And I believe, depending on it, I can't remember. But no matter whatever you do to, I think this one had strobe on it, but this is actually rechargeable. But it just looks stupid. It works under like an AR-15, or if you have pick rail on the bottom of like a shotgun, like if you have an MOE or one of those handguards or pumps that has a little bit of rail on it, you can use this with it. But yeah, I threw it on my 1911 because my 1911 9mm, that Rock Island I have, is the only one I have with a dust cover that's long enough to put that on. And you're lucky, because I was going to throw it onto a Colt. Yeah, I was going to throw it onto an MC45A1 that I may have recently picked up. Also, Palmetto still hasn't sent my rock yet. Bunch of dupes. You think the new Canik is dope? It will be beneficial to those. That was a flatter shoot. Can you explain that for me, bro? Because the standard, I mean, the bore axis hasn't changed. It still has, I mean, they added a compensator to the end of it, but anybody can add those. I'm a little bit lost on your statement there. you can come back in and let me know what that actually means. Yeah, it's because of the way I'm sitting. All this is in shadow. I don't have my lights turned all the way up. I have a headache. Dude, that compensator is not going to make any difference to that gun. I guarantee you, you take that gun out and shoot it, that gun's going to shoot maybe 10% flatter. That gun's already a flat shooting gun. Yeah, it's not going to matter that much. Also, he should have just gotten comp slides or comp cuts on a rival. The rival would have been a better gun. I thought you already decided on the Dan Wesson. I thought you already said you were going to buy the Dan Wesson. Well, like we were talking about earlier in this, yeah, Platypus or Stealth Arms did their own post on Reddit where they show the gun with no mag in it, so we have no idea. No, the combat TTI combat is built on the TP9. That's the other thing too. I think it's actually built. No, it's built on the Meta. So it's built on the Meta SF or Combat Elite. That's where the word combat comes in. So they started with the Combat Elite or Combat SC, and it's not the SC because it's the midsize. So that is a standard size SF that's been dolled up. Definitely. So you went from a 4-inch barrel to a 4.5-inch barrel, or a 4.25-inch barrel, 4.2-inch barrel when you add that. Bro, I don't have Jiminy money. Ever had cum? No, it tastes horrible. Have I ever had cops come to my door? No, I've never had cops come to my door because I don't do things where people will swat me, and if somebody does, you're a dick. But I do have the red drink. The rival would have been a better host for the built-in comp. Yeah, exactly, because it's already a 5.25-inch barrel, and if you get one, even if you had done the SF Pro, which is like almost a, which is damn near a rival. The Platy is very alluring with the Glock mag compatibility. You've got a million. Bro, you gotta just buy the Platypus, dude. If you read back through your own comments, just buy the Platypus, man. Just be done with it. Let's see if anybody can tell. Let's see if there's a better source for this. Use Glock mag. I'm pretty sure that it's going to take Glock mags, because why would you release one gun that's set to take Glock mags and then not make any other calibers that take Glock mags? But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Yeah, the SF Pro would have been a good one. Well, I mean, you look at the Rival S, the steel, and that one is what, $849, $899, something like that, depending on where you're buying it from. So you could actually you could get the Terran one if you just want something with his name on it. The problem is at $1,000, it's a mass-produced Terran gun, which won't be backed by Terran. I guarantee you that gun will only be warranted and serviced by Canik. Terran Tactical will have nothing to do with it. It's like when Harley used to put their name on F-150s. By the way, Harley used to actually sponsor Dodge Rams before they did F-150s and F-350s eventually. Interesting. Yes, I know. I know. That actually made my mouth start. Ugh. Yeah, because the standard rival is only $630. Come on. Ooh. Oh, wait, no. Why is it showing me stupid stuff? Don't show me the stupid stuff. Canik Revolver. Yeah, $899 for the chrome, $849 for the dark side. So between the two of those, and then you can go $1,039. You get the mechanic optic, which I'm not a fan of. Do, do, do. Nick asks, where do I get my ammo from? I have a couple of sources, a couple of gun stores that I've both worked at and helped set up so I can get it at a reasonable price. And I'm still working my way through a box of Phoenix ammunition that I bought from my range officer Jim when he bought the wrong weight for competition shooting. So he sold me what he got for the same price he normally pays. So that was bueno because it saved me a lot of money. But otherwise, I would just buy it from my local stores. If you have a local store like independent FFL, you'll usually get a fair price on ammunition. If you go to some place like Sportsman's Warehouse, things like that, and you buy 2,000 rounds, you might get a good price. But I know for a fact that like the gun stores, the two that I mostly use, they sell at or below the same price that they sell online. And our local Sportsman's is actually charging more than the local FFL, so I wouldn't go there. Did my box ship yet? Yes, it did, and thank you very much for that one. DB hooked me the hell up. Some of you know that I have a Mitchell Mauser 1911, and he found a box, an original box. Now, it's not the right box, but it is an original box, so I'm very thankful for that. Just having a box is awesome. That is for the first release, which was actually built by Dan Wesson. The original Mitchell Mauser Gold Series guns were built by Dan Wesson, supposedly have better build quality, but I went through mine, spent about 2 hours yesterday polishing the internals, getting it all nice and smooth. So assuming I can get one more range trip before I wind up being stuck in bed, I'm going to be taking an entire month of bed rest starting February 4th. So yes, I have my red drink. Did I have red drink first time you saw me? Yes, I've been drinking. It's just, I'll show you the brand. It doesn't matter. It's just from Walgreens. It's zero sugar Hawaiian Punch fruit drink. It's got a couple of carbs. It's got 5 calories. It's got 2 grams of carbs, and it's got a little bit of sodium, but I'm Asian, so I need a lot of that. But yeah, this is the red drink. This is the red drink I always have. Hunting stuff with J&J. Hello. Who are you? I've never seen you here before, have I? Have I seen you before? Oh, yeah. At least my computer's still running good. Ooh, Smith & Wesson 669. Nice gun. Boom, 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 boom. Snort it? Dude, if I snort anything on camera, I'd get in trouble. Yes, that's the only reason I won't do it. Jiminy got to run. You may check back in later. All right, Keith. Thank you for coming in from the beginning, man. Hanging out. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Don't do it. No, I don't snort anything anymore. Never snorted anything in my life, son. Let's see. Yeah, happy to have you here. You can ask me anything as you go through. Talking about some of the guns from SHOT Show. Obviously, I didn't go. I was invited, but I didn't go. This company invited me. They said they'd pay for my entry, but I really wasn't in a position to go because I knew my leg was acting up. But I have a lot of fun. Apparently, like a total of almost 47 new guns were announced. I'm only taking a look at like the most popular ones, but they are interesting to me. Yeah, Brady, that's not going to work. One of the big ones, one that's interesting to me because I'm looking for another 22 semi-auto because I got rid of my last 322 is they're doing the 322 compensated, competition compensated. That one's going to be interesting because they're doing one that's, it's got the compensator, which isn't going to do anything. It's a fixed barrel anyway. And it's a 22 caliber, but it's going to come with 25 rounds and 20 rounds, and it's going to be like $600, which means I'll probably be able to get it for in the fives, which is a lot cheaper than anybody else. Message retracted. I don't know what you put there, but yeah, so that's one that's coming that I'm actually looking forward to because that's competition style 22. I was going to buy the TX22 competition, but I've decided not to buy the TX22 competition just because it just doesn't seem to be worth the extra money to me over a standard one. I shot my buddy's. Really nice gun, just not my style. I don't even know what I put for the title of this live stream, but there's a lot of people popping in here today. So back on the phone tonight. Ask me anything. Go for it, kids. Boom. Let's see if they've actually listed anything. I've also been paying attention to all of our distributors to see if anybody comes up with anything fast. Because if they come up with ones that I can't normally get, I'm buying them as they come through. North American Arms is making a full size now. Full size. Full size. Oh, the Smith & Wesson 1858 looks really interesting. I might be getting one of those for the channel just because I'm interested. See, I don't have to go to SHOT Show. I got you guys telling me exactly what I need to hear so that I can have some fun. The hog leg. The hog leg. That's interesting. I mean, it's mostly because of the barrel, but yeah, that's fun. It looks like the Mini NA. Yep. Ken, by chance, have you taken a look at Smith & Wesson, the 2.0 SD9 that came out a couple weeks ago? If so, what's my impressions? I've only seen it in, yes, I've only seen it online. The cuts look better. It had like the really crappy cuts before. Supposedly the trigger's better. I haven't had a chance to shoot one yet. There's like 20 guns that I'm interested in doing on the channel this year, like getting for the channel, which is where some of you guys come in. So don't forget to hit subscribe while you're just sitting there. You don't have to give me any money, but if you just hit subscribe and type something down there, that would be awesome. See that T-Sauce is making an MP5 clone for $1,000. Yeah, I'm interested. Somebody must have accidentally left the plans on the ground at PTR and somebody else scooped them up, so that's interesting. They're calling it TPS US, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Yes, I'm over 18 years old. Yeah, there's a few guns that are interesting to me. You got the Diamondback, the one that you guys were talking about, the one that looks like a Thompson carbine and rifle. I mean, it's interesting. Looks like they're doing the Mini 14 Tacticals coming back out, which is nice. So you can go A-team on that one. Military Armament Corporation has introduced its own affordable roller lock 9. Yep, so T-Sauce is building it for that MAC company as well. So there you go. That's how they're justifying getting the price down as far as they are. They're building it for a bunch of companies. So the fact that they're building it for this company, MAC, Military Arms, why does it sound like Military Arms Channel? Which is really mind-boggling to me because the main guy over there doesn't like Turkish stuff. So if he's using a Turkish manufacturer, it just goes even further into when he was screwing people over on SVDs. Back in the day, Military Arms Channel was one of my favorite channels. But within a month of going and making this huge video on how he refused to use Gunbroker because Gunbroker is a hellhole full of shit people and it would suck the life out of you and it's just there to steal everybody's money and all this stuff. He brings SVDs into the country on the backs of other people. Now, everybody in these big posts saying, "Oh, we're the reason they did all this stuff." He paid the money to bring them into the country. Technically, he should have been able to do whatever he wanted with them. But immediately after making a video promising that he was not going to put them on Gunbroker, he put them on Gunbroker and then made a follow-up video justifying it, saying, "Oh, we're going to put a couple of them on Gunbroker and let the chips fall where they may and let the market settle where it's going to be." And he just screwed himself by doing that. He ruined his goodwill with a lot of people. He really, really ruined my goodwill with him. It was already bad enough that he's part owner of the gun store that he gets all his guns from, and he barely mentions that. So he doesn't pay for any of his new guns because he's the owner of a company, and he claims that he's just collaborating with them. But when you're on the FFL and you tell people that you're an owner, yeah, you're using that for your benefit. Every time I borrow a gun from Liberty Arms or Middletown Firearms, I literally say in the beginning, I borrowed this from Liberty Arms. I borrowed this from Middletown Firearms. If you want to buy one, check these guys out. Whereas Military Arms Channel, he just keeps on Oh, look, I've got this brand new gun that isn't even out yet. Oh, look, I got this brand new gun that you can't even get yet. He's doing that because he's literally a gun store. He's literally an FFL, which is bullshit because he needs to be announcing that he's using his own stock. Because those guns, more than likely, too, after he uses them in his channel on his videos, he's more than likely still selling those guns as new. I've known a lot of dealers that will take brand new stock guns, they'll take them out and shoot them, and then they'll clean them and sell them as new. That's very bad practice because you are deceiving your customers. It's not him, it's just the same name. Good. I'm sure you have, but have you ever fired a full auto? Did it hurt? Believe it or not, I have not. I left Liberty Arms right before they did their full auto shoot, so I'm waiting for another one to come along. We might try to collaborate together to do like a big meet and greet. Down at Liberty Arms last year, they had Silencer Co. and a bunch of companies come out. They had this big sponsored event where they did full auto guns. Silencer Co. brought a ton of guns. A bunch of companies brought a bunch of guns. And we did a big shoot out there. And part of the money went to charity because we were on a church property. So if he does that again, I'll try to collaborate with him maybe to do some videos from there and maybe get a bunch of you guys to come out and have some fun. Who's Jiminy talking about? Oh, yeah, yeah, there you go. Thought it was, his store was called Copper. Yeah, Military Arms Channel is called Copper Custom, but I was worried that he was making a gun by himself, which again is fine, except like I was saying earlier in my rant, he's bringing them in from Turkey, and he has multiple videos where he detests Turkey and he insults Turkey with their politics, and he hates them. He loves their guns, but he hates their politics, but then he's might be using them. Have I ever been to a Turkish bathhouse? No. Do I have any pets? No. Because of my physical injuries and stuff, I've had pets when I was younger. My buddy Daniel has our dog, Rue. I hang out with her a lot. It's a shame you didn't know that. Yeah, the LGS by your house does not differentiate between new and used. That is interesting to hear, Joshua, that the gun store by your house does not differentiate between new and used. That's a big difference in terms of values. Will I ever do range videos? I used to do range videos all the time. In fact, I'm going to re-release my range videos. I've downloaded a couple of them. I'm going to do some new talking and probably insert my head in the corner. So you'd be like,
so this is where we were shooting the quarter and I missed.
So I'm going to do some stuff like that. So that'll be coming. I just got to do that. Yeah, I used to do a lot of range stuff. Basically every weekend, me and Daniel used to go. But he's had a kid since then, and I don't feel like driving an hour when once a week I can use my buddy's gun range, Middletown Firearms. They have a gun range, and we made an agreement. I plug them, and I get to use their gun range. I just haven't had the physical desire to go, because I have some bad infections in my legs, so I'm fighting those. It'll probably be the end of February before I start doing range videos again. Watching somebody shoot is like paint drying. If they're just doing it in a... I prefer to paint grass and watch it dry as it grows. But depending on the shooter, like Honest Outlaw, I dig what he does. Some of his long range stuff, he can get a little bit long in the tooth with it. But... like when I go out there, typically I'll either just show me or I'll just show the target nowadays. But I used to film the target and me, kind of like Justin Opinion. And then, yeah, I used to do that. Some of you like watching paint dry. Some of you probably ate the lead paint chips. You lead paint chip eating. Let's see. Yeah, you're not a fan of... or is increasing swing towards Islamist tendencies, but Turkey's political position is complex. You're not too familiar with it. Here's the easiest way to break down what you need to know as a purchaser of a Turkish firearm. Turkish firearms, they're built, the TSAS and Gerson, I believe, are nationalist owned or not, or they're governmentally owned, but they are in a NATO approved facility and they use ISO 9001 certifications. So they use the proper certifications. I know that their employees make a living wage. So yes, in terms of the political sphere that's going on in Turkey, that sucks. I hate dealing with politics. That's why I don't talk about politics. Congratulations, you guys get Trump for 4 more years. I am moving to Canada. Just kidding, I want my guns. But yeah, just know that when you're buying the gun here, I lost 5 people just by saying that. If you're buying a gun here in the United States, you're supporting your local FFL before you're supporting Turkey, because just like with car manufacturers, the store you're buying your product from, the money, the profit goes to the store. The money that they pay the distributors, some of that is their profit, and then they pay Turkey. So yes, you're supporting two levels of American commerce by buying a firearm that's already here in the United States. So my thing is, I will buy it just because it's in the United States and enjoy it. Companies like Springfield, do you guys talk about those? Um, Springfield had a very public anti-2A backing of a lobbyist, and it was the dumbest thing they could have done. The NRA did the same thing, and people keep talking about them. It was interesting. Hickok separated himself from them right away. Hickok was a lifelong NRA guy, and he was like, yeah, we'll talk about Sonoran Desert Institute before we talk about the NRA. Very, very interesting to watch him. Some of us, yeah, let's see. It gives you time to enjoy cold beer, eating chips. Also, opinions on electric planes. Electric planes are possible, but they're not viable still. When you consider that a car that weighs 4,000 pounds can only go 300 miles on a charge, can you imagine what it would take to electrify a 747? A 747 at max takeoff weight is 1,000,000 pounds. It's a lot of weight. 250,000 tons when they take off. Up to. They can be even more than that in some extreme cases. So to electrify that, it would take all batteries, which then increases the weight of it. So private smaller planes, possible, but again, what happens when you forget to charge it? Or what if there's no local charging stations in a regional airport? You're screwed. Turkey's always been a unique... Now, you dated a Palestinian girl for years. She tries so hard to get you to go to Istanbul. Yeah, like I said, NRA has dropped the ball massively when it comes to doing things. And then they publicly promoted gun control measures that were going to screw with everybody. Oh, look, CZ Scorpion in 22 long rifle. That actually could be interesting. It just depends on how much it's going to be. Lightweight bolt guns. Savage is doing another 110. I've got a really nice 110. I should show you that sometime. Carbon fiber wrap suppressor that's already melted. Yeah, I'm looking at one of this QT company, and there's one of the suppressors they have on there. Diamondback's Revolver that you guys were talking about. The new Kimber KDS 9C with the rail. That's interesting. It's going to compete, hopefully, with Nighthawk at 1/4 of the price. So that would be interesting. Saw some dude in Rivian smoke a Camaro today off a light. Brady, you have to refresh your page. I mean, there's probably only that many likes, but yeah, refresh your page. Did you see, what was that? It was Magnum Research has a 308 pistol now. That's pretty freaking amazing. They have the 308. It's you drop the round in, close it up, and then it's got a side charging handle. That looked really cool. I'd love to shoot one of those suppressed. Yeah. Sad thing is that we have, yeah. No, I don't care. I'm here for me. I'm here. If people want to be blit, they can be blit. So throwback, let's see, Military Arms Corporation. Yeah, see, this Military Armament Corporation is literally taking all of TSOS's guns and Gerson, because they're releasing a P-35, just like that Ops one that I bounced off my couch. So, yep. Congratulations, you started a company and you're just importing somebody else's gun with your name on it. Realizing that all they did was they paid Gerson to put their name on the slides. Literally, during the stamping on the side, they just said, hey, I'm going to pay you, put our name on it. That is bullshit. And the fact that nobody is just saying it outright. Oh, no. This company came out with their own MP5 the exact same time TSOS did. They came out with their own 2011 for a couple of $100 more than the Gerson, by the way. For this year, they came out with all these guns this year. Yeah, bullshit. All you did was they're literally drop shipping guns. congratulations. Military Armament Corporation, if you're watching this, you're now the soldier boy of guns. Granted, the guns are better, but you are now the soldier boy of the gun world. Oh, they came out with. Go to hell. I'm never going to buy any of your products. I'll just buy the original. It's cheaper and probably better made anyway. Yeah, Magnum Research is doing a 308 DD. The Long Eagle, that was the name of it. Thank you. So is MA Copper Custom the exclusive? No, I'm not saying Copper Customs is associated with it. I did not say Copper Customs is with them. I was asking people because it's Military Armaments Corporation and his channel is called Military Arms Channel. So my question was, is he actually the owner of that company? If he is, that makes just as much sense because a putz like him would probably just drop ship guns and claim that he designed them because he's a putz. And I really don't care. I'm such a small channel. He'll never see the video. And if he does, I think you're a putz. Plain and simple. Thank you for your service to our country, but you're a putz. You've turned into nothing but a money grab. Good for you. Do you think you can land a small plane in emergency? Yes, I took aviation in school. I can land a Cessna. I can land a C-130 in the simulator with no problem. It's been 20 years, but yes, I can land a plane in an emergency. Hello, nerds with guns. How you doing? I wasn't calling you a putz. I was calling somebody else who I won't name. Well, Military Arms Channel, but I don't address individual people that are putz. Well, wonder if they're listed in the local businesses bureau. Probably, but they're not. They're just a company that incorporated under this name because it sounded cool, and they literally called a company in Turkey and said, "We like your guns, man. Make us a bunch." I don't know what accent I was going for, but yeah, again, drop shipping is stupid. Backroad Mob, what's up? What's up, dude? I thought Military Armament Corp is different from the YouTuber. That's what I'm saying. I think it is different. I'm trying to figure out who owns the company. Something tells me it was incorporated in 2023, probably at the end of a financial quarter where they needed to spend a little bit of money. Matter of fact, it pops right up as soon as we start looking. Let's see, Mac Firearms. Let's see. Now they're saying they've been around. The name has been around since the 70s. Nice boogie. Support Mac Gear, Mac Firearms. About. The new Military Armament Corporation draws its roots from the era of the resurgence of American resolve when one stood. Yeah, okay. Many of our products pay homage to the weapons carried by small groups of men tasked with carrying out new missions in units forged from the, let's see, where I need to see, Knoxville, Tennessee. So it's literally, yeah, and their incorporation date shows as 2024. So they incorporated this year for SHOT Show. So looking at their firearms, let's look at their firearms. So they're doing the Mac 1014 Breacher, which is the Gerson clone of the Benelli M4. They're doing the double stack. They're doing the, they're calling it the JSOC 45, which is just the standard 1911. And they're doing it at 750 when it sells for 450. Their Mac 5 pistol, that might be worth taking a look at just because it's an interesting gun for that kind of money. It does not have the welded on pick rail on the top, so that means it's more than likely just the standard version, whereas companies like PTR, which is the one I will suggest, they're like $1,700, but PTR's MP5 clone is the one to go with because it has the rail already welded on and all that stuff. But yeah, these are just literally Turknellies. No, it's not the YouTube guy, but it's somebody that incorporated in 2024. Damn it. My nose wants to dance because I got a boogie stuck in it. But yeah, doing good, made a tough decision. Had the option to buy a Staccato, but went with the 2010 Ford Taurus Limited for the same price. Yeah. Interesting, you can kill more people with the Taurus than you can with the gun, and yet we can buy those no problem. They related the old maker. Yeah, well, they said it's a resurgence of the name, and when you look at the Wikipedia for MAC, they're actually based, they bought the rights to the 70s company from Mac, but yeah, it's literally nothing but a drop shipper for Turkish guns, and they will not be getting any of my money. You gotta love the PTR clones. I love them. I think you made the wrong purchase today. Asian hookers are never a bad purchase, DB. We love Asian hookers. Do I like Ruger as a brand? In general, Ruger is a pretty good brand. I've got one of their LC carbines in 5.7. I've never showed that. Oh, no, I did a review on it, but I've never taken it to the range. Is Mac a subsidiary of SDS Imports? Yeah, that makes sense. And SDS is TSOS. So literally, they just Americanized their company and they're drop shipping under their own. It's stupid. I'm digging. I'm not getting any gold. You guys want me to give away my boogers? You've got the G3 clone from PTR. I like the G3 clone. DB just lets fly whatever he thinks. No, didn't work. Couldn't snort it. I will say though, the Night Stalker double stack is definitely on my purchase list. That and the H9 are the two that are right on the front lines of what I need to buy. So if you guys want to, thumbs up. Toss a coin to your Witcher. $2, you become a member. Anything I film, and I'll be doing an entire month worth of videos at the end of this month. So all of February is going to be pre-filmed except for live streams. So if you want to be able to see an entire month's worth of videos, jump in there. $2, become a member, whatever. That'll definitely help. Turkish trying to fire, yeah. Might as well just be Turkish and be honest. I don't even know why they're even doing this. I think they found the rights were available to buy and they bought the rights to it because there's no reason. TSOS actually has a good reputation in the United States. Gerson has a good reputation in the United States. They stomp all over the Taurus brand with like their 1911 versus the TSOS and the Gersons. Every reviewer said the TSOS is better. So it's interesting. Flip the Mitchell. Can't right now. You had to set me for a while. Those are nice. But it sucked. Sorry. 10 gauge or 12 gauge for home defense. 12 gauge is like the widely accepted gauge. I mean, 20 gauge is just as effective for home defense because you're in a small area. But 12 gauge with some buckshot or birdshot, depending on how much damage you want to do, will definitely be more than enough for your home defense. In fact, TSS is mil-spec. Sub 600 is pretty amazing. Most 1000 plus 1911s are MIM. Yeah, the Springfield Emissary that I had, MIM. Safeties, hammer, the slide lock slide release was MIM, which is really annoying on it. So yeah, I got rid of it, but I had to replace a bunch of parts on that. 12 gauge is easier to find and much more ubiquitous. Good word, Lobster. You can find TSOS mill for under 400. Yeah, if you get a tanker, you can get a TSOS tanker for like 350. Rock Island or TSOS for a budget 1911. Honestly, Rock Island is not even really doing super budget anymore, so TSOS is the way you have to go. TSOS has no MIM parts in it. Now, for a budget gun with an average or beginning shooter, MIM parts really won't make much of a difference if you're a new shooter. God, I wish I could pick up my guns. But if you have, because I have a Rock Island sitting over there, it's probably one of my smoothest 9mm 1911s because I worked on it, but it's probably one of my favorites, and I like it more than my TSOS. But TSOS, what's up, Simon? My TSOS does not have MIM parts in it because it's a forged. They always put the tag on it that was forged, but for 2023, they eliminated MIM parts, which is a big step because it adds like 30 to 40 bucks worth of cost to the actual manufacturer of the gun, yet they're still selling them for like 500 bucks. So it's pretty insane. Mag-fed, single shot, shotgun, or full auto revolver? Real question, please answer. Full auto revolver, I've never seen one of those. For my shotguns, I prefer semi-auto just because I like semi-auto firearms. I do have a single shot that sits loaded with a slug in case my handgun is empty, and that sits by the bed. I don't think I would ever use a full auto for anything. Like, I have binary triggers in a couple of my ARs. I never shoot them. I never shoot them in binary. I do it once or twice, and I'll let my buddy shoot. I'm like, here, can you run this trigger? Can you outrun a bump stock using a binary? Yes, you can. But then you realize you just spent $15 of ammo just to be an idiot. So yeah, I'll take lesser. What 9mm 1911? Bite your tongue. Most of mine are 45. However, Rock Island 9mm 22 TCM combo, hard to beat. $600 is what I got it for. So I couldn't say no to that. Came with the 22 TCM barrel. It is a single stack. I am looking for another double stack one. I have people watching for me because they haven't released one of those in a long time. Because my first handgun was the Rock Island 9mm 22 TCM combo, and I rocked the shit out of that. In fact, the video that's going up tomorrow is actually the first range day that Daniel and I did after I bought my first handgun, and from 10 yards, I was hitting a quarter with a 9mm. So I thought that was pretty cool, considering it was my second time shooting. So, so full auto revolver, that would be funny. Let's see. You took it too serious. Never mind. Me? Probably. Or did Lobster. Palmetto State has a 1911 in its own name in 45 and 10mm for cheaper than. Not gonna lie, you're really excited for the new PX4 Storms to come out. Are they re-releasing the PX4s? I mean, as far as I know, they were still available as it was. Yeah, they're still available. You can get them in 9mm 40 Smith & Wesson. Yeah. And they're like $700, $600. Yeah, you can still get the PX4. I like the PX4. It's an interesting design with the rotating barrel. What I'm really looking for, if anybody knows where I can get one, send me email after the live stream. But I'm looking for the Grand Power K100X, which was basically a good-looking PX4 Storm, but it was made by Grand Power. I'm looking for one of those. You said Palmetto State, so I got to go to their website. Find Palmetto PSA. Palmetto State. 1911, huh? If I zoom in on the serial number on this thing and it has a Turkish number on it, I swear to God I'm coming through this phone and choking the life out of you. Let's see. Well, they're selling Rock Islands. $1,000 for the Ultra Match. Jesus Christ. Let's see. You said in 45. Brand. Sort by that. Palmetto State. Yeah, they're drop shipping. Who's the one that said that that they're doing that? Glenn. That gun is literally a Rock Island built for Palmetto State. If you zoom in on it, you can see the serial number and the text. That is literally a gun built by Rock Island and sold by Palmetto State Armory, and it's just a GI. So yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. Same thing. Ooh, although I might have to watch because they're doing blems of everything. That is crazy. Yeah. I'm going to get me some blems. I'm going to have a blem safe that's just full of blems. Oh yeah, the blacksmith sent me another safe, so we'll be checking out one of their new ones. I'm thinking about hitting it with a truck. We've got this, we got a 5-ton at the range at Middletown, and I think I'm going to run over one of their safes to see how it handles it. They don't realize it yet, but I'm not following any of their rules. Micro dagger. I don't care. I want a full-size dagger. Oh, shoot. I missed a lot of things. Apparently, I didn't click on the button. PSA Admiral is Rock Island. Thank you, DB. Yeah, I hadn't even really checked on that. I hadn't even noticed that. But Rock Island, like I said, they do Taylor & Company, Ivor Johnson and Citadel and PSA, which is fine. You love the hammer-fired revolver barrel concept and hammer firing mean when appendix carry. I feel a bit safer thumbing the hammer while holstering. A lot of people like the P07 for that exact reason. They actually prefer the P07 to like the P09 because the P09 is not hammer fired, and the P10 again not hammer fired. So a lot of people prefer to have that hammer because you can just push your thumb down on the hammer. You can also feel if the hammer moves when you're holstering because just in case you're catching your clothes on your belt or your trigger, you'll feel it as you're holstering. So that's a good thing to have. PX4 and the SIG Pro you regret not buying. I have the SIG Pro, 12 gauge 9mm or 10mm for home defense. Depending on where you are, brother. If you're in an apartment, 12 gauge. If you're in a home, 9mm, 10mm. Depending on the circumstance that you use it, people would say that you're overcompensating. Yeah, I did look at the PSA 1911. Nice PC. This is actually a cheap PC. This is not my good PC. This is a PC I threw together for when I'm on bed rest. So that's a X99. So it's a motherboard from 2016. It's running a 5960X, which is a 8-core 16-thread processor. And believe it or not, that's just a GTX 980 because a 4080 does not fit in there because I water cooled the damn thing. And when you water cool it, here, let me put some light on it. Yeah, so all the yeah, that works. There you go. So yeah, when it's all water cooled, it doesn't fit a good graphics card. That's Corsair 4000D. I meant to buy the 5000D. On my phone, it shows the likes and it shows 1/2. One or two of them like it. Gin Broker has a Rock Island 9mm double stack in stock. Yeah, the standard one. I'm not looking just for the standard one. I want the combo kit, and that's the problem. So let's see. I can still get, and again, because I have connection with the gun stores, you don't see my screen over here because I'm not showing it to you. But yeah, I can get the Pro Match. It's in stock, and I can get it for hundreds less than list price. Yeah, they still don't have the one I had. I want the one with the combo. I'm also looking for a threaded barrel for the 9mm, which is something Rock doesn't do. They only do it on their standard 45 ACP millimeters. Where's the blems? I mean, I'm just looking at each category, but you can go right to their PSA, and I think if you just type in blem in the search, yeah, so it'll list all the blems. They're doing their PA15 556 M4 for $500. A lot of M4s. I'm not downloading another driver because then you'll make me restart my computer. Yeah, so go to PSA and look. Just type in blem. Du Bois. The Palmetto 1911 you saw didn't have the GI sights on it. It might be out of stock for the other ones, but all the PSA stuff is just Rock Island. But the one they had in stock was a government site one. The rest of them are out of stock right now. You just subbed. Thank you, Blake. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It really does help. It makes me feel really good when people do that. $99, you can get a PSA AR-15 stripped upper and a dagger lower complete for $99. You save a whopping $10. That ain't enough. Demblems. That's what DB should stand for. Demblems. Oh, they're doing their 5.56 pistols. I don't speak English. I just muddle through and wait for you guys to catch that I'm an idiot. Have you caught that I'm an idiot yet? I'm still not looking at that Live Free Apollo. I know that one of you guys said you're going to buy that anyways, but I still can't get over the cuts. The cuts make it look dumb. Well, not all the cuts, specifically the one cut that goes right through the center of the slide. Best hunting caliber. You like large game. If you like a large game, you're going to have to ask somebody here in the comments because I don't hunt. I'm not opposed to it. I've just never had anybody that wanted to take me. Apparently being in the woods with a suppressed rifle with me is not on the top of their lists. Those are the crazy people. You're fired. We're getting our nice play button. Yeah, made it myself with your help. You subbed ages ago. You live in the UK and will never buy a gun, but here you are. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Nuke 'em. Have fun bowling, dude. Get a home run for me. I love home runs. It's 454 Casull. Hell, that is a hunting caliber. But yeah, what was I saying? I got way off track here. Oh, you're in the UK and you're still watching gun channels. That's cool, dude. I watch a lot of channels that do things that I can't, like South African pest control. Can't do that kind of stuff here. Can't shoot monkeys and film it here. Mainly because I get kicked out of the zoo. Does PSA put out quality products? You've heard mixed reviews. they've come a long way. When they first started, their guns had a lot more problems. However, I will say that TFB TV did an early review on, yes, I need some. They did an early review on the Palmetto State Rock, the 5.7, the one I ordered, and it got sent to them missing roll pins. So it just depends on who happens to be working at the factory that day and whether or not they had their red drink. My favorite movie, my favorite movie is actually The Sure Thing with John Cusack. I had a VCR because I'm that old, and I had a little TV in my room, and I literally would play it every day, at least once, for like a year. So, if you guess what song you're listening to, I'll give you a cookie. I'm going to guess you're listening to one of the songs you have to practice tomorrow at your all-day band camp. Just watch out for the girl with the flute. The Town. Oh, man. Yeah, that always hurts the voice. But yeah, it's nice because now that I'm on the antibiotics and they're working a little bit, I can still read. The last few, like I said, the last few that we did, I
can't read. I'm dumb.
But now I'm just an idiot who can read. I need to get another AR-10. The last one I built, I had a Palmetto lower and a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, and they didn't fit right. So, which girl with the flute? You'll know. Stairway to Heaven. Nice. You're in Australia. I got some friends that are coming your way pretty soon. They're doing an Australia and New Zealand cruise, which will be pretty cool. Australia, aren't you very limited on firearms as well? Or am I thinking of New Zealand? Let's see. See if I'm guessing right. I know New Zealand doesn't allow guns, but I don't think Australia does too, right? Gun laws? You must have a firearms license, must demonstrate a genuine reason, which does not include self-defense for holding a firearm license, must not be a prohibited persons, and they all must be registered by serial numbers to the owner. Woof. Yeah, no, yeah, and self-defense is not a valid reason to have one. So maybe if you're like a farmer or if you live in the bush, maybe then you can get it. But yeah, what makes the law so different? The fact that your country was a colony for convicts. It's a beautiful country now. Dank Pods is from Australia, and I really like him. He's a good guy. Also, the Vegemite. Oh, I almost read that in an Aussie. I don't do a good Aussie, but yeah, it's a Vegemite there. When will the couch throw gun trick be on again? I've got to do some filming. I'm thinking I'm going to go for an across the room bounce. So I got to use some of my cheaper guns. So I think I'm going to use my Glocks and just try to launch them 15 feet and see if I can get them to come back 15 feet. So a 30-foot gun catch will be great. The number of people that are losing their shit over me throwing guns that have their slides locked back is freaking hilarious. I put up that one where I'm bouncing the two 1911s off the couch, and I'm getting people going, I'm never hanging out with this guy. He is so dangerous. The whole time I'm talking about gun safety, but these idiots are sitting there going, oh, you're so unsafe with your fire. I check every firearm before I film. That's the other thing. It's like these mofos think I just literally pick up a gun, not check it, and start filming. Like when I take one apart and I'll rack the slide back. And I made fun of that video too. I hate all these people copying sound bites. Oh, let's start a trend where you don't look down the chamber. Motherfucker, if you clear the firearm, you can do whatever you want with it. You could have carnal relations with the barrel if you want. I don't care. Clear the firearm and you're fine. You're always in the bush. Oh, there you are. I see you. Hello there, strangers. What this stream about? Maximoe, meow. Basically whatever you want it to be, bro. We talk about guns because that's a big popular thing here for the channel, but I'm into cars, computers. As you can see, I built that water-cooled one today just because I was bored and I'm going to be on bed rest, so I need a smaller computer. We talk about pretty much anything else you want to talk about. Throw out a question. If I don't know it, we'll learn it together. If I do know it, we'll confirm it together. Don't be afraid to correct me as well. I'm not one of those big douchebags that doesn't take criticism well, but I swear to God, if you criticize me, I'm going to come through this phone and I'm going to kiss you gently on the forehead. Grosse Point Blank was a great movie, and it's been so long they could do a relaunch and have them be the parents, Minnie Driver and John Cusack, and like their kid is in trouble or something, so he has to come out of retirement. That would be fun as hell to watch because it was a good movie. It's a turtle channel. If you like turtles, feel free to talk about turtles. DB does all the time. I talk about the time that I killed a turtle with my Mustang's rear differential, and it broke my rear differential. What does my monitor look like? I have a LG 32-inch Ultra Gear. It's a 144, or excuse me, 1440p panel at 120 hertz, but you can overclock it to 144 hertz. Normally I'm running a 4080 and a 12900K, so it actually can max out the panel. But right now, literally, I have, sorry, this desk is a mess because I was building. So I've got the LG, and then I have a portable USB-C powered secondary monitor for text. So we do a lot together. Who does? Swayze is dead. Did I say Swayze? I don't think I said that. And he's never dead. He just retired and he's snorting cocaine with Elvis Presley and Kurt Cobain. Roadhouse was a great movie. They should remake that too. Should be his son or something. Ooh, but yeah, sorry to hear that you can't have firearms in Australia either. Oh, dude, we went over 60 at one point. I'm not even looking at that. I love you guys for coming in. Thank you to the new arrivals. Again, ask me whatever the hell you want. This is live stream stuff. We're just talking, shooting the shite. Yeah, that's right. He censored himself after dropping the MF bomb. I've been watching the Hitman's Bodyguard and the Hitman's Wife Bodyguard the last couple of days. They cuss a lot, and Selma Hayek is a big cusser in that. Pretty interesting. Let's see. More. Oh, more. It was 80 where you are today? Holy cow. Hi, Ocean Dude. 80 degrees. It was like 47. I actually got to wash my Durango today, and I was getting really sad because it was getting covered in salt. Also, I pay for a monthly wash thing, so I can do... Wow, that red drink ain't going down good. The red drink, yeah, because I pay $40 a month for unlimited car washes, and I haven't been using the damn things, which is interesting to me. Yok Chew. Woo Yok Chewy. Hey, man. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize, but hello. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you guys coming in here. Don't forget to get subscribed and like it before you leave. Why is it Jiminy if I'm Joe? When I was younger and the internet was first getting going, they were still doing online stuff. I needed to choose a screen name, and my favorite character was Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio. However, I didn't realize it was misspelled when I put it in, and it stuck. So Jiminy. And then my friends started calling me Jiminy. And then I was in an online racing community for Need for Speed. Do you remember Motor City? Any of you old enough to remember Need for Speed Motor City? But I was on there and I ran under Jiminy. And then when I did Poker Stars and a few other online things, I was ran as Jiminy. So that became the name. And it actually became a running gag that I misspell everything on purpose when it comes to logins and passwords. So the odds of somebody cracking my passwords is so low because I literally misspell everything on purpose. That's a big from last. Yeah, you know what it is that I think right now I'm probably having a better time, and you guys are, and we're just talking. So also reasons. I think I'm being promoted by YouTube tonight for some reason. But yeah, absolutely. It was 50. Yeah, at one point we had 61, which was probably the highest it's ever been, but every time we talk about the number, it changes. So stop talking about it. It's the same 4 people. Jeez. No, it's great to see anybody come in and just hang out for a minute, because honestly, this stream isn't about anything. We're just sitting here having fun and shooting the shite. So, also been watching a lot of bushcraft stuff. I want to try that. Have you watched Outdoor Boys? He's got like 7 million subscribers. I'm really into that. So I've been watching him do like sub-zero camping, building his own log cabins. It's stuff I used to want to do all the time when I was younger. So maybe I'll get into that, because he was actually in Virginia for a long time, and he did a bunch of videos here in Virginia. So maybe I'll do something there. It's 1 a.m. in the UK. What time zone are others watching from? Yeah, a lot of these guys are from here. I try to stay on longer because I want people to be able to join from the West Coast, but not as many people are jumping on. Mammoth County, New Jersey. It wasn't too bad. What's my favorite memory? That's probably a private thing. Favorite one that I would probably talk about in the open would probably be the very first time I drove a race car. The very first time I got behind the wheel of a race car and got to drive it around, that was probably one of my favorite memories ever. Because my father was very much into into cars, and we used to go to like the Poconos and Watkins Glen and all the racetracks. We used to go and now I'm cricket. No, thank you. But we would go to all these racetracks and we would spend the weekend. We'd camp out in the car. We'd get to watch the races. We'd go to like the independent guys, the IMCA guys. I got to sit in a couple of race cars. And then when I got older and I was working at a car dealership, I was actually able to buy a race car that was decommissioned, but it still had its roll cage. Everything was inside of it, still had all of its stickers on it. And I drove that thing. I put like 7,000 miles on that in like 3 months, and then it got stolen. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite memories. Is the first time I got to drive an actual race car, and I was driving it on slicks on the street. I was a danger, Boy Scout, danger. Boom, boom. Hi, Blake. Welcome back. Your favorite memory was 99-cent gas. Holy crap, dude. When I started driving, it was like 76 cents. And we'd go and we'd drive halfway across the state of Minnesota and we'd scrounge in all our pockets and we'd dig out like $4 and change, and that would get us all the way back. Nowadays, $4 won't even get you a quesadilla. It'll get you a case of Coors. Any type of ammo restrictions at the range you use? Just wondering because you shoot 62 green tips from your AR. You cannot shoot 62 green tips at steel targets. We have AR 500 steel, but unfortunately, it can dent when you use green tip on it. So you can shoot green tip, but you can only shoot it at either a target you bring or at paper. And that it goes if we ever get the license for the rifle range, because they have a 200-meter rifle range, but nobody uses it except for us because they aren't insured for it yet. You all talking cents a gallon. You don't want to know euro prices. Yeah, no. I've seen a few things where it's like, isn't it like 5 pounds a liter or something like that? And there's 3.8 liters in a gallon. What is UK fuel prices right now? Oh, that's what the hell? Oh, 140 a liter? That's not bad. I thought you guys were way up higher than that. Alaska's higher than that. At 140, that's like I said, 3.8. So you just do the math. I can't do it. So even if it was 4, you'd be at $5 something. So pounds, liters, 10 a gallon. Hey Greg, welcome to the channel. If you're in Northern Virginia, I worked at a gun store called Middletown Firearms, and they have an outdoor range that you can sign up and use. And that's the range I use in some of my videos, including all the footage I still need to re-edit. But yeah, it's, come on brain. Yes, it's an outdoor range. They have a covered area, and he's actually setting up for more steel matched stages. So he has like dynamic entry stages and things like that. It's like $30 or $25 an hour or something like that. So it's worth checking out if you're in Northern Virginia. Yeah, 10.40 a gallon. That is too much. Yeah, so I was thinking it was like 12. That's crazy though. Do you have any restrictions on the cars that are allowed on your roads there? Because I know that Japan has like, they prefer that you have like 600cc or 700cc engines. Not sure if you guys promote smaller engine cars. Although, this close. We were talking about smart cars in one of the last streams. I'm this close. I found one for $4 grand. No restrictions. Okay, well that's, I mean, that allows you to drive whatever you want at least. Let's see if this company has it online yet. Almost bought a Fiat 500 as well, so. Japan. I love them Japanese cars. They're good on gas. They're small though. I have to get two so I can put both my feet in them. No, also been thinking about a key truck, but they've gone up in price because the internet. Minitrucks.net. Would you trade a CZP SP for a 98 BD? 98. What does that one change? Thank you. 97 BD. I would probably trade an SP01 for a 97 BD. Yes. Isn't the speed limit in the UK 70 miles an hour? So it's the speed limit here, bro. You got the company car, gas card, and sorry, the little heart's in the way, so I couldn't read it. But Sun Pass score. I'm guessing you mean you have an Easy Pass. I don't know. I drive a Durango with a Hemi, man. On average, I get 16 miles to the gallon because I'm in city all the time. When you're in city, your gas mileage goes down. On the freeway, I can get like 21. If my dad drives it, it'll get like 26. He took my Ram when I still had that from here to Connecticut or something. And I think he said he got like 26 or 27 miles to the gallon somehow. Whereas I drive the thing and I used to get like 17. I've got to do spark plugs in the Durango, so I'll probably film that because it's a lot easier. If you own a Ram, you'll know the heartaches. If you own the Ram with the Hemi, the rear two cylinders are actually tucked underneath the firewall, but the Durango, the 300, the Charger, they're all fully accessible. So I'll be doing some of that, but I also need to rip out the cam and put in a 6.4 at some point. Your brother lives in Fairbanks, Alaska. That's cool. Rides his bike to work to save on gas. I sold my car to save on gas. Kind of not a joke. I had a couple of cars and I sold a couple of them because it was a pain in the ass. Here in the state of Virginia, we have to pay personal property tax on every vehicle we own, whether or not we use it. So it can get expensive. Like my Durango is like $700 a year. I had a Celica that was like 150. I had a Navigator that was 150. So it would all add up. And if you're just going to let a car sit all year, you might as well just get rid of the damn thing because I had a Chrysler 300 and I used to drive that all the time. And then I bought a Navigator because I wanted something that was an SUV to haul crap in. But my 300 got smashed. Some asshole hit the back of it at 40 miles an hour. They repaired it, but they never repaired it right. Chrysler refused to replace the transmission because even though I was in gear, this guy hit me so hard it launched me forward 30 feet and stalled the engine. And ever since that day, it had a click in the transmission as it was decelerating. So I think something was a little screwed up. It was driving fine. It could have been like a bend on something. I'm not 100% sure, but I dumped that car, bought a Ram, and then I didn't need the Navigator. So then I traded off the Navigator to a buddy of mine, sold it to a buddy of mine, and then I got a Toyota Celica that couldn't pass emissions, but it had a year of inspection in West Virginia. So I drove that for a year, and then I finally dumped that when I got the Durango. Do the Hemi still have two spark plugs per cylinder? Yeah, that didn't change throughout their entire new run. Yeah, so 16 cylinders. That has the double ignition coil. So for each cylinder, it has two separate leads that go down into the top of the cylinder valve cover. Yeah, they are still 16. Property tax sucks ass. Yes, it does. You own a 2000 Celica. Mine was a 2002. No, 2001. It was fun, but it was pretty bad. Banks Walleton, I don't know. Lowest price you saw for 89 octane in Centerville was $3.45 a gallon. What's up, yo man? If you go over to Manassas, it's a little bit of a drive, but that's usually cheaper. Only when what did I miss? Only when it's above minus 25. Bike freezes if it's any cooler. Yeah, I can understand that. That would suck to have to ride in shitty weather like that all day. Oh, uh-oh, Space Dunk. Space Dunk Oreos. We need that. I've been following that one guy, what is that, Speed Life, whatever it is, or Boosted Motorsports, because he's got the Hellcat swapped Durango, or Dakota, and a Hellcat swapped Ram, so that's pretty cool. I've been following him lately. I don't want to do a Hellcat swap, but it would be interesting. I lived in Minnesota. We used to do that all the time. It wasn't fun, but we used to do it all the time. Let's see. Let's look at some day 2 highlights from the SHOT Show. Bunch of dudes filming. That's normal. Oh, that was actually from SHOT Show. I don't care about you guys. Oh, the blued python. That's going to be a big seller. If you haven't seen that, Colt is doing the python in a blued finish, a polished blued finish. That's going to be pretty cool. And I don't think it's going to be much more money, if anything at all. Yeah, Boosted Motorsports. Was it a manual or an autos for the ones that have been done? Remington's doing a new 700, Rise Armament's doing a trigger for them. CNH LPVOs. I don't know how I feel about LPVOs. They're interesting, but most people that will be running range stuff with an LPVO will never really use an LPVO the way it's made to be. For me, I would save the money on an LPVO. For those that don't know, that's low power variable optics. And they go usually from, like this one goes from 2 to 12 power. For most people, they would be just as well served getting like a Vortex red dot and a magnifier, a 3 or a 6 power. Because most guys that are running these at the range are not going out past 100 yards, so a 12 power doesn't mean shite. You bought a new to you G-Force Arms lever action 12 gauge 20 barrel for 20 inch barrel, 20 barrel lever action. Have you seen the Nissan R34 Blue with 4-liter turbo? Has one of those fat tire bikes. Okay, I'm looking at 7 things at once. But yeah, low power variable optics don't make sense to me on range guns. Nissan R34 with a 4-liter turbo. Are you talking about B is for Builds R34, where they put it on top of an R35 chassis? I don't know, but if you get a 98, you can get one now. I don't want to look at videos. Okay. The one I'm looking at is white, but it might be blue now. You talking about the one with the Ford 4-liter? I'm missing so much stuff as you guys are talking in the background. Yes, he does put studs in the tire. Okay, so that's not the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at a dude who put a Ford 4.0 into one of his. VQ R34. Where is it? Give me a website, man, because I'm trying to find it, or at least who built it, because I want to see it. You trolled me, and now I'm pissed. VQ40 is not a bulletproof engine. It's a good engine, but it's not a bulletproof engine by far. Timing change. Come on, man. You started it. Midgets. Oh, not that site. What are you talking? Where are we right now? This randomness is throwing me off, guys. Let's get on track. V8 or 2-liter 16-valve turbo? You asking me? If you're asking me, I'll go V8 every day. I like lazy power. Now, I'm not against turbos, but I like me some lazy power. I used to drive a lot of lazy powered. Yeah, I mean, you guys have taken the chat off the rails, man. I don't even know if half of you are even talking to each other. Ugh. Did you ever find out what the rattling noise is in your Durango? No, I have not even tried. Like I said, I'm waiting to get a shop, and when I get a shop, I'll put it up in the air and drop the entire exhaust system. It's not affecting anything in the truck right now, and there's no vibration from the noise, so for now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So I'm just going to ignore all these other comments right now because they're all over the place. I can't even read them. But yeah, the Durango will be getting resonator deletes in a couple of months after my leg heals, and then probably going to be getting the 6.4 cam and heads and intake, because that whole swap will take the power from right now it's at 380 according to the books, 385. It will take it up to like 460, which will be a plenty good powerful. It'll be close enough to an SRT without having the same money invested, because I got 18 grand into a Hemi V8 Durango when right now they're 60 grand to replace it. You can afford the gas for a V8 though. I don't look at it that way. No matter what I've ever driven, I don't look at gas as an expense. It's a part of driving a car. If you want to drive a car, you have to put gas in it. So that's why I look at it. I don't drink Starbucks. I don't eat Dunkin' Donuts. I barely ever eat out. So all the money I save by not doing those things, I can afford to put into my gas tank. When I bought my Mustang, my 2014 GT Track Pack in Leesburg, gas was $5 a gallon for 93 octane, because that's also the only octane I run in my cars. I don't run 87. I barely run 89. I would only do that if I was a little bit low and wanted to fill. So I run 93 octane in all my vehicles, period. So I've always paid more. Like you guys are talking about 285. I paid 370 a gallon yesterday for gas, because again, I run 93 octane. As long as you have an engine that has variable timing, and it does have intake timing on the Gen 3 Eagle Hemis, it will actually improve your gas mileage. So Julio, hello. We don't get less than 95 octane in Europe. That is true. You get some good stuff. Don't you have a lot more ethanol in your mixture, though, in order to get it up to 95 octane? Would I get a two-wheel drive 77 to 79 F100 and put a Ford 6.8 gas with the new 10-speed? Burnouts for days. Yeah, that would be fun. Can you show your cars? I don't really have them up, and I'm on my phone right now. Maybe one of these days we'll go upstairs and we'll take a look at the Ram, the Challenger, and the actually the Challenger's out getting painted right now, some repair. Yeah, Challenger had a little bit of a boo-boo. Somebody hit a rock with it and damaged the side of it, so that will be getting fixed. That's at the shop right now getting fixed. It's the same shop that did my Mustang and my Chrysler. It's a Mako, believe it or not, but man, they do some good work. I like the dudes over there. Evan over there is a good guy. Hemi tick. No, my engine does not have the Hemi tick. Will the 6.4 oil pump work on the 5.7 Hemi? That's a good question, because the 6.4 was never offered in the Durango. I don't know if the oil pans will interchange, because I think the 6.4 has a different oil pan because it has a deeper oil sump than the 5.7, and I don't know if it'll work in the Durango because the Durango is all-wheel drive. What? 10 series founder cards are beautiful. That is a 9 series reference card. Are you in Australia? I don't know. Who are you talking to, man? Anything will work, just a little cut grinding. Well, no, it's not worth it. I mean, the oil pickup is fine. You can replace the oil pump with a high performance oil pump, and it won't cost you hardly as much as it will in time and energy of doing that. You can get a high flow oil pump. Oh shit, you're right. The SRT Durango is a 6.4, but mine's a 2015, so I'd have to look and see if there's a revision. Thank you. Ocean Dude, I totally forgot about that. To me, it's either Hellcats or 5.7s. But yeah, they did a 392, didn't they? flip the pan, put it on top of the intake. That would be a little awkward to have the intake on the bottom. Any modifications done to your vehicles because of your amputations? No, all the modifications are actually like in my footwear and in my daily life. I live on one level of a house. I have inserts that kind of simulate the end of my feet where they used to be. So they're in, and I wear stiff shoes. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. The 392. Yeah, no. At this point, I have to actually deal more with my nerve damage causing me problems. If I sit for a long time in a vehicle, my whole back just locks up and seizes up, and I can't get it to go away. I have floating ribs. My sternum is not attached to my ribs, so if I sit, then my whole chest can lock up. They modify him for the vehicles. Da, in Russia, we do not modify vehicles. We only modify people. Modify. I don't know why I want to say the V. You don't have feet, or you really have no idea? But it's okay. I don't talk about it much. Just, it is something that is. I'm not one of those pity searching turds that sets up websites. Oh, you should support me. Here's my PayPal. Here's my Venmo. Here's my Cash App. I don't have a pinky. My pinky was severed because I had it stuck up to too many people and somebody cut it off. No, I have 3 testicles actually, DB. Don't ask who the third one belonged to. E-begging. Yeah, e-begging is bullshit. You know, like I said, I ask for you guys to subscribe and stuff. Damn, thank you, Poe. I don't know if you're typing right. But yeah, no. Every now and then I've made videos, like when I was living in downtown and I was trying to exist off of what the state was willing to give me for my rehabilitation time. They were giving me $11 a month for food when I was a double amputee that could barely walk. $11 a month when I used to pay $20,000-$30,000 a year in taxes, and they gave me $11 a month for food. Dumb question. Custom sandals during the summer? Nope. I just wear shoes. I can wear like medical shoes that are kind of like big zips that are open on the front. But yeah, I can't wear sandals. Nothing for them to be held on by. My God, that's horrible. Yeah, it really is. You know, I worked from the age of 14 all the way up to 37 when I became fully disabled, and then 39 before I got benefits. And I now live off of less than I used to make a month for an entire year. The government will take it off you quick enough, but hates giving it back. Well, yeah. Now, there are a lot of people out there that need the assistance. I needed the assistance at first because I literally couldn't do anything other than just sit around and trying to heal. So my Social Security was coming in, and that was paying for my apartment, and then most of my meds, and then I would have to kind of figure out the rest of the day and figure out the rest of the meals. So I did like some challenges where I'd buy like big pre-made things of pancake mix and make different meals with that. So there's ways to exist on what they can give you, but yeah, the fact that they did that, and they told me because I used to help out a buddy, I would go to a flea market and help him, and they told me that if I had to report that as income, and it would reduce what I got. So it was pretty bad. Just fly out and sneak back in across the border. You are a weirdo, dude. Total weirdo. Plus, if I lived in South Korea with double amputations, I'd be less than a human. So at least here in the United States, I get to do fun stuff like blind you. Hope none of you were watching that close. But yeah, like I was saying though, there are plenty of people that need the assistance. I don't need it anymore as much, but that's where the good people like you come in. So reach down deep into your Christian hearts and send me a couple of dollars, and you too can be saved by the Lord. Hold on. I'd really like to look at this. Yeah, I get it. Would you please? All right. Well, looks like you took care of something, DB. Thank you, man. Something I missed. Stop by Peacemaker. I've wanted to go out there because we had at Middletown, we were trying to sell it for a guy. It was $9,000. We had one of the Macmillan TAC 50s. It's the recreation of the gun that the Canadian sniper used to take out a guy at 2 miles. I think that took him 3 shots, but he took out a guy at like 2 miles. And Peacemaker, like once a month, they close down their internal road and they go out to a mile. So I thought that would be fun to go and shoot at. The price of petrol, you should send me your money. Look, dude, just take the L we gave you in 1776 and understand that we're not giving you any more money. My screen didn't freeze. I'm just trying to avoid the backlash I'm about to get. What's that double tack light called? It's called the XP22 Scorpion, and it's by a company called Brynite. Hopefully it's not backwards. It might be, but it's by Brynite. They sent this to me along with, hold on, I'll grab the other, whoop, don't go anywhere. I don't have toes, but I still snag on everything. This one I actually like. Hey, you can call it a double take. Undo the belt, you're too fat. This is the Brynite PT18. This one they actually sent me, and I like this one too because it's rechargeable, has recharging USB-C, which is nice, and it's pretty bright too. You can see, and this has not been charged since October, and it also has strobies. Sorry, hopefully you aren't crazy. 65 watt. Is that how much they go for? I don't know. They sent them to me. That's all I remember. Let me see. Bright night singing with me. I hate their name. Yeah, this one is $79 on Amazon, and the Scorpion is cheap, like he says. 400 lumens, but it actually looks brighter than that. This is on Amazon for 120. Oh, 65 people were in chat. That's cool. But this is, yeah, this is $120 for some reason. And that's with a $12 discount. If you're under 12, you carry a knife. Is that more of a like rule for living, or do you guys actually have that law that you're allowed to? Interesting one I found because I had a yeah, here in the United States we're about that same thing. But interesting about the age restrictions here in Northern Virginia. I got almost into an argument with the dude because he wanted to let his kid hold a gun, and I said that's fine, but I'm going to hand it to you first, and then you can hand it to your son. And he's like, why? And they don't have guns in the UK. They're not allowed to. But when I handed him the gun, he got like this super snarky ass face on him. He's like, why are you doing that? Is that a law or a store rule? And I know there's a law in the books, and I couldn't remember the full thing on it, but I did know that that you had to be over a certain age. I couldn't remember the age. And I said, there is a law that minors aren't allowed to hold firearms in a gun store. But he lost his shit in front of a bunch of people. I overcharged him when we finally talked a little bit more because he was an asshat. But yeah, in the state of Virginia, you have to be at least 12 years old to manipulate a firearm in a gun store, but you do have to have a parent with you, obviously, because you're a minor. The bobbies have nightsticks. I think in high threat areas, aren't they allowed to carry firearms? UK police, but they also drive diesel cars, so. In comparison, relatively small proportion of them, the vast majority patrol with batons and pepper spray. Those that do require a special permit and are deployed are only in limited situations. So there you go. Holy shit, DB, did you have a stroke? You make it really fun to try to read the text, man. Wow. Young kids getting, yeah, I would bet. That's what happens in countries that eliminate the laws for firearms. There was a rash of stabbings in Canada because they eliminated all centerfire handguns, and they had eliminated tons of rights for people. Yeah, so Canada had a rash of stabbings. New Zealand had some stabbings. I know the UK has stabbings. All these countries that eliminate firearms still experience murder, violence, and horrible bodily injuries to people, even without the firearms, which is proof positive that responsible responsible people with firearms do not cause the majority of these casualties that people are seeing. It's the insane, crazy people that can still get firearms and do things that are crazy without us being able to protect ourselves. But then they just resort to knives if it's really bad, you know. Special Forces Special Response Team. Gotcha. Have you tried the OEM Plus 2 extensions? Where are we talking about? For what? What did I miss? Peepable, yeah. Breaking news, bad guys don't follow laws. Breaking news, bad guys only watch the news to see what we tell them that they can and can't do, because then they can figure out who to target. They're also called senators. Also, don't care if a senator's watching this. I think all you politicians need to go out into a boat in the middle of the ocean and have yourselves a Viking funeral. I believe there should be an age cap for presidency, just as there's an age minimum. In the United States, you have to be at least 35 years old in order to become president of the United States. Thank you very much, John F. Kennedy. And I believe that you should not be able to be president after the age of 65. The presidents should not be able to serve longer than most people work at their jobs. Also, they turn into Alzheimeric and dementia-laden puppets who has a hand up his ass, and the current vice president has a hand up her ass, because nobody wants to go in the gooch. Boom, boom, boom. 45 for 47. Are you talking about the number of presidents that have been over 65? Probably. You thought the UK banned kitchen knives with points in the house about 2 to 3 years ago. I have heard that in the UK, if you actually try to use anything to do anything to protect yourself, you get charged. I read there were a couple of cases where a guy broke into a house, got stabbed, and then sued the homeowner and won. He won like 8,000 pounds from the guy because the homeowner stabbed him as soon as he broke into the house. And then the guy got pissy and sued because he said there shouldn't have been a knife in the house of the house he was robbing. The Glock Plus 2 mag extensions. I don't run extensions. I'll run different mags before I run extensions. I just don't like changing mine. I run like the Shield Arms in my 48, which goes from 10 to 15 rounds. If I need more rounds in my guns, I'll choose a different gun. Like, I'm not going to put a plus 2 on a Glock 19 when I can just grab a Glock 17. It'll feel the same. Do you have any knife at home, but as soon as you walk out your door, you're in trouble? Yeah, you can't protect yourself in the UK, which is the craziest thing in the world. If you happen to have a special use license for like shotguns for hunting, and you shoot somebody in your home, you're in trouble, which is crazy. And then here in the United States, it's different between, yeah, pen knife, very, very underrated. But here in Northern Virginia, we don't have a castle doctrine. So if somebody breaks into your home and you have the ability to flee and you don't, and that person winds up dying, you can actually be charged with manslaughter or actually homicide if you shoot an invader when you had the option to run. So if you have the ability to flee the domicile, supposedly you are supposed to flee the domicile. And it's insane. However, there are other places that have stand your ground, castle doctrines, all that stuff. You EDC a 3.5-inch lockout for work. There you go. Where'd my knives go? I think there's one on the floor because I'm so prepared for everything. Yep. Although I still can't find my other QB, the one I really like. Also like how I have cash money just sitting there. That's the best place for money, because then I'll forget it's there and I won't spend it. Have you heard about the new Illinois gun ban? You mean the one where they're trying to ban literally everything and become Canada? Yes, I've read about it. It's like a 300 something page, isn't it? Like 300 page Illinois gun ban proposal. I'm so glad I'm filming the way I am right now because, dude, I got one in the pipe and it is just fucking killing me right now. Let's see. Proposed changes to the bans. They want everything. Easily convertible magazines are banned. The limit is 10 rounds for long guns, 15 for handguns. Excuse me. People who own assault weapons will have 60 days to apply for the FOID card after moving to Illinois. If denied a FOID card, they must surrender the weapons, transfer them to someone who can legally have them, or move out of the state. So Illinois is basically saying, we're hurting for residents, we're hurting for economics, but if you own a firearm that we don't like, you have to leave the state. I love that. Here's your trailer. You go down to Texas and you're caught speeding without a gun, they give you a gun. Can you has money? I don't has the money. ETSW. What? Oh, Canada. You're not fleeing your own house. Like I said, dude, if you get an overzealous prosecutor and you refuse to leave your homestead, you can be charged as a criminal. It's pretty impressive that I can keep kicking the camera even though I don't have feet. The gunshine state. Here in Illinois, less than 1% registered their tools. Yeah, when they did the pistol brace amnesty, less than 0.0003% of the estimated number of owners actually registered their shit. That's why it actually got overthrown. You makes no sense because, wait, why was it retracted? I was reading it. I was reading it. No. So, I'm guessing that one guy you timed out must have said something pretty damn bad, DB. Why is audio playing? Good thing I'm not using OBS. You'd be hearing some weird ass stuff. Fort Madison asks for other people to clear their shit. He did. Yeah. Good. And bye-bye. Let's see. Yeah, I want my rock to show up. I ordered the PSA rock and it still hasn't showed up yet. They haven't even sent it yet. It's still processing, which makes me sad, Panda. Because it's like, dude, you know, I ordered something from you. Send my shit. View order. Okay. Still processing. You know what happened? They probably got the wrong one listed, and then I ordered it, and then they're like, oh, we're all out of them. So now what do we do? Hello. Yeah, somebody says something that's just flagrantly stupid, just get rid of them. Makes no damn sense because here in Chicago, every banger carries, but less legal owners are left in dog shit. Pretty much. Do you remember the dude that was at the Greensfield Mall, the one that hit the guy 7 out of 10 times from like 40 yards? That was actually a gun-free zone, and he was carrying anyways. So you heard about the Delta 757 lost nose wheel? Yep, I've seen that. I saw the Delta plane that slid off on the runway on landing, which was pretty bad. Hello all, hope everyone is doing well. We hope you're doing well, Mitten. Pulling stuff up as we're talking. What is my favorite revolver? I had the Dan Wesson 357 with 3 different barrels. Do you remember that kit they had for a while? I had one of those. Currently, my favorite revolver is probably, and you're going to hate me on this, was my Taurus 627 tracker. I actually sold my Raging Hunter 44 Magnum to my buddy Ryan recently, so I don't have that anymore. And I'm waiting to get my hands on the new the new Raging Hunter with the 500 Smith & Wesson barrel. I'm waiting to get my hands on that. Yeah, I had the kit with the short, long, and medium barrels. That one was fun. So, yeah, all the blims are out of stock, but they won't send it to me. Ew, Vortex Venom Red Dot. You dig your tracker. Yeah, I like my 627. It's nice. It has the target rear sight, the fiber optic front sight on it. Is a 7-shot cylinder. I mean, come on. What's not to like? Amelia. Dot. Hello, Amelia. Are you one of those narcs? Are you in here? Because you're a narc? We question if everybody's a Fed or not. Just ask Brady. But turns out Brady's only 13, so Brady can't possibly be a narc. Yeah, I like the matte stainless. I think Taurus does a good stainless. I wonder what those are actually going for. 627s. Let's see. I mean, they're still about $600. The Smith & Wesson 627 Pro Series, though. That's pretty, but it's $1,200. You don't have that kind of money. Fed 400. What? Is that what you paid for it? Okay, so scenario, dogfight. You have the option of F-14, F-15, F-16, and F-18. Which one am I taking? I would take the F-16, personally, just because I thought it was cool. And they had a thrust vectoring exhaust nozzle on some of their experimental F-16s. So I would take the F-16 with the thrust vectoring nozzle on it, because that will out-handle even an F-18. The F-18 as a Super Hornet by itself, though, is an amazing plane from all the videos I've seen. So I'd still say F-16 with the thrust vectoring nozzle. You want the F-14 then? Have you heard of the ETS Omega mags? Yes, I saw the new things on it. Congratulations, ETS, you're making Glock mags. Basically what they're doing, and the fact that they're saying they're the only steel inserts on the market when Glock has been doing it forever. But yes, I have seen the new Omega mags. Yeah, I don't get what's going on here. So would you. You would too. Thank you. Chinook, baby. Yeah, I would take a Chinook against an F-18. You have one of the cheapest revolvers ever made. It's the POS ROM 12. You hate the thing. It was given to you. You can't give it away. If you want to drive to Northern Virginia, I will happily trade you a High Point E cannon. No, I won't. I like my High Point E cannon. You can't keep track of jet numbers. Actually, I was really into that because, again, I went to high school and I was in the aviation magnet, and I spent all day playing with planes. Magpul making C products. That's funny. Although I would take an F-14 over an F-15 because an F-14 can outrun it. Oh, F-18. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. Although an F-14 cannot outrun an F-15, an F-15 will catch it. Why am I getting this? Somebody hacked my account. Wait, you went to high school? In the 90s. I was born in 1979. And I was a senior at 16. But yes, I did go to high school. Tell you about the FNX9. Well, I did another video on it. The FNX9 was part of the entire FNX lineup that FN was doing. In my opinion, it's the epitome of their handguns. They've gone downhill since they went to the FNS and then the current or the 5 series guns. The FNX was hammer-fired, standard trigger, ambidextrous gun still. In fact, you can still get the FNX9. I've said this before. All you got to do is get the new FN high power, and you can have an FX. Ooh, major dropout. Sorry. Apparently, I went to 2 hours and dropped. We still live? But yeah, the wrong channel. Hold on a second. But yeah, the high power literally uses all the power, all the parts from the uses all the parts from the FNX and the new high power. If you look at it, it even used the hammer, the trigger, the ambidextrous safeties or slide locks. Everything is actually from there. Has Britain ever made decent guns? Yes, the Webley, the 455 Webley. I love that one. The 303. What is that one? My brain just stopped. But no, Britain has made some good guns. They just didn't make guns that were sustainable for the long run. You glitched hard, Joe. Yeah, I know. I saw that. You want the low power. Again, get the new high power because it's basically an FNX9 for $1,100. So it is the low power. Welcome back to all of you that just saw me just freaking glitch out. Sorry about that. Britain makes nice cars. No, they don't. Wait, your brain works? No, it don't. Yeah, so I was, that was 1995 was when I got done with school. 1995, baby. Whoo, shit. Almost 30 years. Let me know about the Rocky Island 38 Special because you're intrigued. If we're talking about the 200 or the 206, they are very cheap, but they are quite reliable. If you've never shot one, I would recommend going with the 206 because it has the better grip on it. But the 200 is just as good, the M200, and they're like $230, $240 guns, and they will work. Can a MiG-25 catch an F-15? Yes, it can, Brady. In fact, a MiG-25 can catch the SR-71 Blackbird once, and then it will fry its engines. A MiG-25 did Mach 3.1 and then destroyed its engines because it overheated them once. So yes, you can. Let's see. Yeah, I mean MGs are great cars. One of my dad's first cars was an MG. So all you need to know. You just got here. Hello, random chicken. I like your blacked out screen. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking at. God damn it, Joe. My brain does not work when I want it to work. Boom. Man, we are all over the place, and I kind of like it. Jaguar, which was owned by Ford, now owned by Tata Motors. Rolls-Royce, which is owned by BMW, and Aston, which is also owned by Tata Motors. None of which are European or British companies and haven't been since 1996, something like that. What happened before you're here? We're just all over the place, bro. The chats are all over the place. Welcome. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. But yeah, chats have been all over the place. We're just talking about anything you want. If you're from another country, just come on. Long Keith just got in with the same thing I just said. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck would chuck all the wood that a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. It used to be one of my favorite things. Your brain works fine, or better than mine. Ha, you lie. You rhymed. British lines, bite your tongue. I usually just go to Boston and wait for British ships to come into dock, and I just throw little tea bags of Lipton in front of them so they feel at home. Granted, we're talking about a win from 350 years ago, but you know, it is the US. We don't let things go. Godric. Okay, I'm not going through all of it. Hey, Godric, how are you? Not the tea. Oh, I'm not tea-batting any of these. It's funny because the whole tea thing is interesting. Because now in the United States, with property taxes and all these other taxes we have, we're almost back to the point where we actually got to our fed up point with British rule, where they had introduced the stamp tax. Yes, we're going there. The stamp tax, for those of you that didn't know, was every time that you did any sort of financial transaction in the colonies while still under British rule, they would stamp your document and charge you like a shilling or half a shilling or whatever it was at the time. So they would stamp it in order to collect more taxes. Now we're over here and I'm in Northern Virginia and I have to pay property tax on a vehicle that I already paid 6% tax on. Whereas in Minnesota, they don't have that. So you pay 6% tax and you're done. I talked about Britain and lost a lot of you. Sorry. Right, Governor, it's just bad. You don't want to be there. Joe and Diablo. Is gun YouTube reviews high power Leshy air rifles. Yeah, I mean, he has his own freaking lineup of them. It's insane. Some of his stuff, like he shows when he's targeting in his backyard, all the way across his backyard to hit the squirrels, and they all just run up there. They don't care that their dead brethren are down there. Cool, blimey. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm one of those Americans that when I automatically try to do a British accent, I go Cockney or try to go Jason Statham. Right, everybody's around here. We're going to get in there. We're going to do this, right? Or like, what was his name? In Ocean's 11, Don Cheadle. His was so bad. We're in Bonnie. What? We're in Bonnie. You know, rubble. Trouble? Knife. This knife has stabbed me twice. I love it. I call it George. That got me kicked off YouTube. Just kidding. I hope not. Glock 17 Gen 1. I've never shot one, but I'd like to. They did the reissue not too long ago. Same exact material they buried Gaston in. You heard they had to dig him back up, right? Did you hear? They had to dig Gaston Glock back up. Shelby Cobra Superjet. I'd love one of those. But yeah, as it turns out, they had to dig Gaston Glock back up because when they went to bury him, they forgot to burp the Tupperware coffin. So they had to pick him back. They had to dig him back up to burp it. Not good for the point on your knife. This knife has been reprofiled twice because I've snapped the tip off twice. You see how it's got a more rounded edge on it? This used to be longer and have the Tanto edge. So yeah, I have a guy that polishes and sharpens my knives because it's hard to see because we're purposely putting them over there. That's where I actually got stabbed with a knife while it was in a holder. It's 2 a.m. now. Good night. Look after yourselves. Thank you so much for coming, Long Keith. It was interesting to have you in. Thank you for contributing to the conversations. Come back. We do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if we keep getting this kind of turnout for it, it makes it even more fun because we get even more random shit, except for when DB and a couple other guys went on a huge fucking tangent that I couldn't follow. Pardon my language, but yeah, that got fun. But yeah, thank you so much, man. It was fun having you. And you have a wonderful evening. And when you have your tea and crumpets in the morning, think of me. Oh man, we're having some fun tonight, aren't we? What else are we talking about? Oh my god. How am I not seeing these messages and you guys are catching them? I mean, you timed them out for 60 seconds, so I'm guessing it wasn't a great message. We should get matching Glock 17 Gen 1s. Where are we going to get those? Who's releasing them? Do I have to buy an original Glock Gen 1? Because I don't want to do that. Oh. My antibiotics are making my stomach really bad right now. You like huge freaking conversations of random stuff nobody can follow. Yeah, you guys keep playing. Speaking of knives, are out the front knives illegal in Virginia? No, they are legal. You can own them, but you can't stab somebody with them. Should we ban him or give him one more chance? I mean, if the dude's like throwing out some vile shit, just ban him. It's not the kind of attitude we need in here anyways. I make hard to watch range videos. Why are they hard to watch? Let's go check out your channel. Oh, that's what happened. You break a Glock 44. That's not hard. You just shoot it. Glock 21 from a bad angle. And you did the FBI qual. I did the FBI qual. Did you do the new one or the old one? Looks like you're using a full-size target, so I'm guessing you did the old qual. Yeah, just get rid of them. There we go. Well, that's a fun drill to practice because it's more usable than than doing bill drills and stupid drills. The Mozambique is a good practice one too. So if you're going to practice anything, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head, practice a Mozambique for self-defense. Check this guy out. Your arrest video? You've been arrested, Mittens? That's interesting. I've seen a lot of guys get arrested that are still doing stuff. Hi, Byron. How are you? Vinny, what's up? Let's see. AK-47 Type 1? No, I don't have one. You use Sage dynamic drills. Yeah, no, I'm actually looking at one right now. Guns and Gears is selling them. I've played with one. One guy had one shipped into our store. It's very faithful, but I mean, it feels like a Polymer 80 to me. What's this channel about? Bro, this channel is about whatever you want it to be within civility. Don't be a raging hey, and you'll be fine. But no, we talk about a little bit of everything here, man. Cars, tech, guns, flashlights that aren't worth it, or flashlights that are worth it and flashlights that aren't worth it. Knives, the piccolo, whatever. I like that, DB. I like that. But yeah, pretty much anything you want to talk about, bro. Like I said, just keep it kind of civil. You can rib, you can have fun, you can throw things out there. Obviously, I've got a couple of mods that are watching the live stream. Don't be an A-head, a-hole, asshat, holy ass. You know what I mean? Just be cool, bro. Just be cool. Just pretend the cops are sitting on the other side of the bar waiting for you to leave, and just be cool, and we'll be fine. Let's see, what were we looking at too? Ooh, air guns. I want to see if any new air guns are available. Byron, you look like you always sleep with one eye open. I have photophobia in this eye, so technically I usually sit all day with one eye closed. But yeah, I don't know if it was a good rib or if you were actually saying something real. But yeah, no, I sleep with one eye. Actually, I pass out. I have yeah, anybody else out there experience this where you just don't sleep? You just pass. I'm kind of like a cat where I just stay up until I pass out. I don't like to sleep. So I'll lay in bed for like 3 hours and just sit there and just play games. Yeah, I know, it could have been a rib. I don't care. I'll take it. But yeah, I'll just play games on my phone until I literally pass out. Like Monday's live stream, after we were done, I had to lay down because I couldn't see anymore. I literally couldn't read. I literally just pushed the power button on my computer and Cricket the cat. I like it. Maybe I should make a t-shirt. I need to make new t-shirts too, because the one, if you can't be accurate, be fast, is fine, but the other one, I fail successfully. Nobody really understands that one, so maybe I'll make a new t-shirt and put that out this year too. Gammo is in England actually still. They do some fun stuff. They're doing just came out. Umarex is doing their blued python, so that's actually a good way. If you look at airsoft guns, you can sometimes get an idea on what's coming out, because they've been announcing the blued Colt Python air gun for a while. Crossman, I've had that one. I like guns. You got this thing called work you got to sleep for. DB. You go to sleep. That's horrible. That's the worst thing you can possibly do for yourself. Oh, that's what I should get. Crossman's doing a full auto AK. It looks just like my my AK pistol, so maybe I'll get them both. Shirt that just says DB. Yeah, problem is only 10 of you would buy that one. The Mako, which is just a Beretta. Oh, we got a long one. Hold on a second. Long-time viewer, first-time caller with the kids, so you can't stay long, but just wanted to say you have been a wonderful positive influence on you. Thanks for making videos about affordable 1911s. Ray, thank you for coming in and saying that. That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the minute to stop in and say hi. I really appreciate that you appreciate that. I don't like to, I like to just, yeah, shut up, BB. But I like to just do guns that I would buy, and apparently a lot of us have the same tastes. I mean, I've got my expensive guns, but man, I love a $500 1911. I love cheap Canics. I love reasonably priced guns. I like the expensive stuff. I mean, I got a couple expensive guns, but you know, if most people can't afford it, it's not worth making a video on it. Plus, it's not as popular. So there we go. Trailer hitch. Actually, I'm Asian, so domo. Squeaky chair. I'm getting a new chair this week, I think, because this one's finally breaking. You know what's strange? When I see a 1911 for $500, I have to buy it, right? So a 1911 for $500 is an instant buy, but a Glock for $500 is a no. A Canik for $500 is a no. Smith & Wesson M&Ps for $500, it's a no. So, like, the only guns I'll pay $500 for are 1911s. even like my Beretta 92, I got that on a deal. I paid $350 for a 90-2 and $400 for a 92. So it's kind of funny. Your perspective is refreshing, especially for a defense gun. I may not want a 2011. Canik does the job just fine. Love the SF. Yeah, no, the first time I bought one, so I started shooting in 2017, and that was the first year Canik really got popular. So I had my Rock Island, and I had the Glock 27, which I sold, and I went into Middletown, and they had the TP9 SA, and it still had the decocker on the top, but it was a TP9 SA, and it was on sale for $300. So I bought it, and I've never looked bad at Canik because the trigger is so good. For those that don't know, the trigger is literally the Walther P99. The gun is a Walther P99 approved manufacturer. It's not even a clone because they got the permission from Walther to build the gun. So they started with a great platform and they're able to sell it for hundreds less because a Walther P99 is $600, $700, $800 now, where you can get a freaking TP9 SFX. They're still manufacturing those. $500 optics cut, 5.25 inch barrel, best trigger on the market, 21 round magazines. I mean, it's just all in all. Nice. Let's see. Thug Shake. What? Swinging in late, but checking in. Hey, Jeremiah. You're not really late because we have so many people just hanging out. I'm going to keep going until we drop. Hopefully I stop kicking my camera, though. I got yelled at by DB. I'm afraid he might tie me out, and then you're going to sit here with a blank screen. Do you ever play with the P99 or the SW99? The SW99 and 40 shoots so damn well. You're actually a fan of the Striker Fire decocker. I've never played with the Smith & Wesson version, but that was another one. In fact, those were so close that you could actually take a P99 slide and put it on the Smith & Wesson if you liked it. I'm glitching again. Sound only. Hold on. Hello. Sound only. Hold on. Hello. I heard me. Maybe it's you. Hello. Byron, your eyes are so far apart. Insulting you easy. They look opposite directions. That's no way you could. Yeah, okay. Hey, Byron. Bye. I got 47 in here today. Yeah, it's been fluctuating. I think the max we had was like 61, 62. Cherry, hi Jiminy. I'm looking to pick up a new upper for your AR. Do you have any strong preferences or recommendations for companies looking for an 18 to 20 inch? I would say Bear Creek Arsenal. Check them out. You can just Google them. Bear Creek Arsenal upper. Palmetto makes a few that I would recommend. But Bear Creek has been doing complete uppers with bolt carrier groups and charging handles. Very cheap. But let's see. 18 to 20, you say, huh? Let's see. 13, 5, 6. Let's see. Let's find by the. I'm gonna shoot. It's going to be harder to find 18 to 20 inch barrels because there's just not a lot of them that people aren't really popularly buying. But yeah, I would check out Palmetto State Armory or Bear Creek Arsenal. You have an M&P 2.0 FDE scored 425, then dropped $150 trigger in it. Yep. Then the P99 get discontinued. Yes, just this in 2023 they finally officially discontinued the P99. It's a shame because it's a great gun, but they really want to promote their PDP. So having the P99, the PPQ, and the PDP was just too many guns at one time, so they discontinued one of them. Hey Gats, what's going on? Don't worry, Ocean. I didn't really start reading it at first, and then he's just being an asshat, so we're not going to worry about that. They had one last model. Yeah, they had the final edition or whatever they call it. Aim Surplus. Never checked them out, but I would check them out. You've ran your Bear Creek into the ground in 350 Legend, in -10 and in the snow, and put away without cleaning, getting back from a trip and rushing to work. Yeah, like I said, I have no problem. I've got one of their 7.62 side chargers. Jeremiah, we talked about SHOT Show and whatnot, but have you seen PSA's new teased products? They're Bullpup and 30. Yes, I actually am on their website now, thanks to DB, and he had showed me how when you go to their main page and stuff, you can vote. So here's a list of some of the cool stuff that they're letting you vote on. They want to do the Saber Enhanced M4, the PSA X57, which is like their versions of a Mac, but in 5.7. That would be cool. The 308 Jackal, which is a Scar. They're doing the Thumper, which is a pretty insane looking thing. I don't know. Is that a 40 mic? Holy crap. The Vuck. The Vuck. That's hilarious. That's an interesting one. That looks like an AR 180. They're doing a Dagger in 22, 9mm Jackal, a 570, which is just an 870. The 45 Tactical Dagger, I picked that one, and the Olcan, which is the Hellion, basically. Hi, everyone. How you doing, Amir? Thoughts on Fight Night Rifle? Never played with the Fight Night Rifle. What is Fight Night Rifle? Fight Night Rifle. Let's see. Fight Light, excuse me. Let's see. MCR dual field rifle. The quad rail setup is a little weird on the A2 style one. Can't say I've ever played with them. 5.56 NATO, 9.45 pounds. Holy shite. Why is it so heavy? Oh, that's the belt fed, right? No, I've never played with one of those. And at $8,400, I don't anticipate I will be unless some of you start giving me money. Is he begging? He's begging. Let's see. Do you like the Sarge? Yeah, I do like Sarge Chargers. You have a bunch of regular firearms. You were on the fence about getting a good professional air rifle. Any recommendations? Yes, there's a couple of good ones actually, because I've been looking at those. If you're looking for pest control, I would look at some of the. Unfortunately, they can get a little bit expensive, but Benjamin Bulldog is like probably one of the best ones. That runs 800 feet per second with a 50 caliber pellet. Again, Umarex Sigs Virtus does a 22 caliber CO2. Shoots an 88 grain 22 caliber, 700 feet per second, and it's a Sig Sauer, which is kind of cool. And you're talking like a little bit over $300. The whole buttstock is the air tube on that, so that would be one I would check out. The Sig Sauer Virtus ASP. ASP! From the people that brought you ASP! Did it do... Fight Light. Yeah, I looked at the Fight Light, but it's just very expensive. $8,400 for a belt-fed AR. That explains why it was 10 pounds, though. The side folder Jackal is interesting. How fricked up do you have to be to get timed out here? You have to be blatantly racist or just an asshole. The guy that I got rid of was insulting me because I'm Asian and my eyes are not this close together. I have a big head. I'm also well over 6 feet tall, so, you know, go F yourself, dumb. What is your purpose, Ocean Dude? Target shooting, paper hunting, yep, squirrels and muskrats. Yeah, I mean, 700 feet per second with an 88 grain 22 caliber would definitely take care of squirrels and muskrats. But then you got ones like Umarex makes a dedicated PCP air rifle, 30 cal pellet, 28.5-inch barrel, 1,000 feet per second, synthetic stock, adjustable cheek risers. Those are under $500, and that would be actually a pretty good choice. Yeah, I mean, we can rib on each other like when we accuse you of being a Fed. That's just in fun. Brady, and we've eliminated 2 of them today, and that's going to happen. You guys are going to see that more. All of you regulars that keep coming in here, if we continue to grow viewership, then you will see people getting timed out or just hidden. I would say if somebody's just being blatantly racist, just to my mods, just go ahead and just hide them from the channel. I don't need to see them at all. Look up Squirrel Air Rifles on It's Insane. This one guy has a setup. Yeah, and I like watching the ratting videos. I know in other countries they have big problems with rats, and I think in America they do too. But I would definitely have fun doing like a ratting night because they have some fun. You take one deer hunting every year. It's been a game changer. Yeah, I mean 1,000 feet per second from a 30 cal. I mean that should be able to put down some deer. What do you shoot with? What size? Uh, Not the belt fed, the SCR, about 1,200 direct from them, or an AR. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, dude. When I was looking at it, the only one I clicked on, of course, had to be the $8,400 one. Yeah, of course, I'm only picking on those. I do like their Woodstock guns, but if you're talking about the model 2024, that's pretty kind of neat. Wait, is that the herring? Did you see the herring? The one that's $1,300? That's pretty interesting. Look it up, herring model 2024. New York is bad about rats. That makes sense. They use air rifles for iguana. I've seen that. Iguana, I guess, are really invasive in Florida, and they get huge, man. They're like big. Oh, you meant for squirrels that annoy you in the stand. They do sell a 50 caliber air rifle that can take down moose, meese, meeses, meeskabibbles. 22 in the stand. Like I said, nobody's ever taken me out hunting, and I'm worried that if I go out hunting, I might annoy them so much I don't come back. Owie, I cut my finger. Damn you, flashlight. Why'd you cut me? I mean, clearly it was probably the knife that did it, but I'm thinking I'm going to blame you. Damn you. Also, I'm holding my knife upside down. The moose kabibbles. The herring is, yeah, man. And at $12.99, I think it's actually cheaper than the Bond Arms gun. So, this is a firearm and must ship to a federal. Dude, I'm actually going to save this page. If I get this, I will credit you for giving me the idea. Unless it goes horribly, and then I won't be crediting you ever. Mises sounds like the mices. And I don't like to go twices. So I ordered the PSA, still haven't showed up. I have no idea what to get next because I've been thinking, right? I've been thinking that I should probably get a long gun. And I don't know which one to get. And at Middletown, they got a M1D, the M1 Garand D, with an imitation sniper rifle. Well, it's a date-coded one, supposedly, but it's not right. So I'm thinking I might need one. No, come on. Come out to Michigan. You'll take me hunting on private land. You know, every now and then I go back to Minnesota. It would not be that hard to go up. Ow. I should have known knives. I've stabbed myself twice tonight. But yeah, that would be fun. Every now and then I go to Minnesota, so could make a trip. You never know. Platypus in 45. You're gonna live and die on this platypus hill, aren't you? I did. I threw it onto the couch, and it didn't even stick into the couch because the couch is quality. Arrow is doing anodized stuff now. Picked up the upper and lower in purple. It's beautiful. Did they say where they're going to be setting up shop? Because I know Arrow, or was it Anderson, the one that got kicked out of Washington because of their gun laws. PSR just got a Mac 11 with a folder and side mount EOTech. A side mount EOTech. Gee, I wonder what crowd he's playing to. Did you ever see the Taurus PT92 that I put the double 45s on? So I had an optic that was this far from the side of the barrel, but it was so you can 90 degree it. Hello, bro. You're from Indonesia. How are you? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thanks for stopping in, Nuts. Nuts. It's a great name. Thank you, Nuts. I appreciate you stopping in and having some fun. You got to see video. It's hilarious. Anderson in Kentucky. Oh, is that a person? Bro, you type in such a weird fashion. Or are you talking about the, see? You'll be viewing videos, so maybe it could work sometime. Never know. Yeah, you never know. Haven't heard anything about them moving, if I had to guess. No, they got, and they're in a big fight with the U.S. with the state of Washington. They were actually shut down for a while. Still in Washi. Okay, so it doesn't directly impact Aero Precision's ability to manufacture and distribute parts to customers. So this is directly from there. It came April 25th. As many of you are aware, the state of Washington has adopted new legislation banning the sale and distribution of assault weapons. In the state of Washington, we do not agree with this new law. We do not think it is constitutional, and we think it's unclear in several important respects, especially with respect to how it applies to parts. We've been working diligently with industry partners to oppose this legislation, and Aero Precision will be one of the lead plaintiffs in the effort to challenge it in the courts. Nevertheless, considering the law as it currently stands and uncertainty about how the new rules will be applied and interpreted, we have made the difficult decision to suspend the sale of parts to customers in the state of Washington. It will not directly affect it. Okay, so that's what happened. I thought they were going to actually get out of there. Let's see. The good old poverty pony. We talk about Mustangs. I had one of those. Anderson is okay. You've built a lot. Anderson. Now, Diamondback does the lower receivers for Daniel Defense. I'm not sure who does Anderson's or if they do their own. Ballistic high speed, that's cool. Got to realize only a handful of actually produced lowers. We were just DB, man. We got that psychotic connection going, ESPN and all that shit. Four domestic manufacturers manufacture all lowers for everybody. They're just branded differently. It's kind of like the whole thing from Military Armament Company that we were talking about earlier. They're all douchebags. No, I'm just kidding. You were editing one of your videos. Apparently, the GoPro picked up the sound of you farting. Should you leave it in? Yes, but you should time it to one of your gunshots and then say that it was on purpose. What's up, chat? Hey, man, what's going on? Been a while since you were here. Anderson is a producer. There you go. What's your preference, flat face triggers or moon curve triggers? I prefer a flat face trigger specifically for the reason that I have massive nerve damage. And it's easier for me to slap a trigger that's flat than it is for me to comfortably slap a trigger that is curved. My AR-15 has a Franklin Armory binary, but it's a flat face binary. And then my AR-15 with the unique uppers on it has a Rise Armament flat face, and then I have a CMC flat face. I do not really care for the curved triggers because it can also change the amount of pressure you have to put on it depending on where on the trigger shoe you are. If you're all the way at the top of a curved trigger, it actually can be 1 to 1.5 pounds heavier to fire that gun than it is at the bottom of it. Whereas the flat face trigger, you're pulling at 90 degrees. It's still heavier if you try to pull from the top, but pulling from the bottom is easier on a 90-degree trigger, flat face trigger. Apex and Uriting. Apex makes a good trigger. But for ARs, everybody talks about Geisley and all these other companies. Bro, CMC, 2.5 pound trigger, flat face, drop it in there, be done with it. I actually don't like my binary trigger because I never shoot it. I had a buddy that wanted my binary trigger, but he wasn't in the position to buy me the trigger that I wanted, and he and I kind of had a falling out because he's a dumbass. So we never made that trade, but at some point I am going to trade out my binary for a flat face because there's no point to have a magnifier and all this stuff for long range shooting on a gun and then run a binary trigger. Oh, there's the target. Ting, 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 ting. Yeah, it doesn't work very well. Anderson makes a big, like I was saying, there's 4 companies in the United States that basically make all of them. So you got Aero, Anderson, Diamondback, and there's another company. I can't remember who the other company is. But basically, there's only 4 domestic manufacturers of lowers for all the big companies. You run Bravo Company or the PSA Polished. I like Bravo Company. I have Bravo Company charging handles and bolt carrier groups in a couple, but I also run my Butler Tactical. My Butler Tactical, I like that because I call it my bacon lettuce tactical bolt. I like that one. Binary on a 1022, go for it. Those are fun. 22 ammo is cheap. You get 25 round mags, or you get the double 25, the 50 round that you can flip over and just go to town, have fun. I have no problem with a binary on a 1022 because ammo is so cheap. You can just blast through that stuff. That's what I would do. I would definitely do that. Do it. Buy one. Send me a video. Send me the videos. Sorry, I'm checking a couple of things here. Ah, son of a bitch. I missed. Damn it. I love hanging out with you guys so much that I forgot to check on my things. Oh, I won. Sweet. I got outbid on the poker set, but yeah, man. I just won another 600 Pokemon cards for 40 bucks. I sell them to friends of mine. Geisley, like I said, Geisley's fun, but it's overpriced for its quality. I think a CMC will run with a Geisley. What, Pokemon cards? I have buddies that collect them, so I'll buy big bundles. I got like 400 sitting over here. So now I'm going to take them 1,000 of them and selling them for 500 bucks, even though I paid 50 bucks. Because he likes it. You do My Little Pony too. What's My Little Pony? What are you talking about? Sawzall on a 10 full auto without... Isn't that the one where it comes out and you just clank, 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 clank? Pokemon is your childhood. Nah, I'm a little bit too old for Pokemon. Mine was Tailspin. I loved Tailspin as a kid. Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, I actually bought a bunch of those in an auction not too long ago and sat going through them. Man, we were dumb when we were kids. That we thought that was super funny. But yeah, that was the shiz back then. Of course, I also liked watching Sesame Street when I was a kid. Hey, Bert. Hey, Bert. That would be fun. Oh, you just gave me a horrible idea. Drill, saw blade, articulating, kind of like on a sex machine, and then attached to the trigger so it pulls and fires every time. Although that would be mechanically firing it with one pull, so I guess you would need a Gatling, but a Gatling does the same thing. Yeah, that would actually be really dangerous. Somebody should build that. And don't credit me at all. I don't want to know about it. Because you kids are dangy. I hear Danger Snake. Bert and Ernie. Yeah, Bert and Ernie were very close, especially when they were in bed. No. What? Giving you the full credit. No, don't give me any credit, man. Unless it works. Then you can be like, hey, this crazy idiot gave me an idea and it actually panned out. Because otherwise, you know, I just don't want to be in trouble. I made you a mod. You're not allowed to credit me. Let's see. I'm looking at my future projections. I love this. Anybody ever go to Social Blade and just look at other people's stuff? According to this, I will have 200,000 subscribers in 6 months. That's a long time. You guys better start early. Start clicking on that subscribe, goddammit. Yeah, blame DB. DB, when my saw-powered 1022 fully semi-automatic trigger goes into production, putting your name on it. It's gonna be like the DB edition, the do it bitch edition, the DB. Nah, I can't call it the Sawzall. You know you get sued right away. All right, what else are we talking about tonight? Come on, throw some stuff out there. Oh, I'm starting left arm tattoos probably right before I go on bed rest, so that'll be good. The message was held for review. I don't know why, but I can't even look at him. You played with Pogs, also Micro Machines, and Z-Bots. That's fine. I don't care if he... Yeah, well, DB, let his thing go. He just said tits. Tits are good. Otherwise, I'll keep playing with my screen. I'm in the middle of the world's lamest earthquake. Not, it pops automatically? Well, it says another moderator handled it, so I can't even mess with it. So if it was you or Ocean Dude, let that one go. Yeah, I know the AI catches the tits word, but we can show it and it looks like it blocked it, but it said another moderator took it, and the only two right now are you and Ocean Dude. So if you still have access to it, just go ahead and let that one through. That's your bad. You just meant awesome. But I know exactly. That's why I said it was fine. The AI algorithm catches bad words and then it censors them all. Yeah. See, Ocean Dude can say it. But yeah, if it might have been an AI moderator, they might have a moderator on the channel. I do have a Shorts channel partner, so maybe they're moderating or watching some of my channels. Who knows? Definitely not trying to mess with the channel or the channel or the channel. You're too regular. No, dude, Jeremiah, totally cool. I know exactly what you're saying. And, you know, I drop F-bombs every now and then, so it's all good. No worries. No apologies necessary. Does anybody ever use Fiverr? I've been thinking about using Fiverr. Maybe doing like an intro for the channel. Welcome back, Lobster. I've been thinking about doing it to get somebody to make me new titles. Fiverr. 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 Putting Vaseline into your nose to stop it from bleeding. That's not fun. Keep your finger out of it. It probably won't bleed. So let's see. Logo design. You will design a minimalist modern business logo with copyrights. Nope. 3 modern minimalist logos. I will create a futuristic logo. I want video intro. Services that people love. I will create wonderful kids video. Nope. Cinematic open trailer, intro and outro video promo. Nope. Custom YouTube podcast. Nope. Custom YouTube intro. $100. He's got 5 stars from 83 reviewers. I'm trying to find somebody to spice this up a little bit. Stop doing blow. And then we lose people. Dude, Ocean Dude. Yeah, no, we're jumping up and down. People are coming in and going. It happens all the time. Yeah, no. Any good recommendations for somebody to do an intro? Quality trailers, 4.9, 300 reviews. I just don't want to do it myself. I used to do it back in the day, but ever since I got the brain damage on almost dying, my urge to edit has gone from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. Increasing production quality definitely won't hurt, but also I think consistency will help, especially with YouTube pushing shorts over long form videos. See, that's one of the problems I'm having is that they are pushing shorts, and shorts do get me more subscribers, and I do a short almost virtually every day. Sometimes I'll take a Sunday off. But when you're looking at my analytics, not the comments, because that's just a big pile of horror. I did another 1.8 million views in the last 28 days, 30,000 watch hours, and the same amount of money. But what I've been trying to push is my long form videos, actually. And we did 157,000 of those this month versus 1.7 million shorts videos. But that 150,000 long form videos will make me more money by far than 3 million shorts videos. So I'm trying to actually make it work the other way. Yeah, I've made twice as much making the long form videos, and this is 2 days out for it's missing 2 days of video or data, whereas the shorts has made me half the money. So I have to try to grow this side of the channel, the long form, the lives, all this stuff. I've also put out 50 some videos this month. So yeah, I do agree. Consistency and video usage is going to be very important, but I do want to grow the channel this year. Increase your, let's see, you trust us to give you an intro? I mean, if somebody wants to do one, you can email me a link and then I'll take a look at it. I'll pay for it. I don't mind. Getting closer to 10, gonna turn into pumpkin or something soon. Okay, well, if you gotta go home, you gotta go home. I understand. A lot of creators are trying to adapt to constant YouTube changes. That is true. DB, you have a good night. But yeah, it's been interesting to watch. 2024 is a year of retirement for a lot of guys. take a look at the people that are retiring, because I think I'm lucky in that I picked a genre that will always be evolving. The Let's Players, the Reacts, the reviewers, those guys are starting to become old hat, so they aren't getting the same kind of people. Um, you have no idea how to ride the algorithm dragon. The algorithm dragon is interesting because for some reason, the video that I've gotten the most views on this last month is that stupid ass 3-inch Rock Island double stack 1911. For some reason. Oh no, you're heading out? Well, you have a good night, bro. It's been 3 hours. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. But yeah, I've had like 75,000 more views on a video that I put up 2 years ago, and that's been interesting. Yeah, dude, Ocean, thanks for coming and hanging out. Really appreciate it. What's a lot? The number of views I've gotten. It's decent, but I've been hitting between 70 and 100,000 for like a year, so I'm trying to grow that side of it. And anybody else that's doing YouTube, yes, the shorts are the way to get your name out there, but you definitely want to be getting people from everywhere, because literally there's only a small number of people that come in here from the shorts videos, whereas more people on the long side will go and check out the shorts, which may be why there's a lot of people here. Might also have to do with the fact that I put up a video saying that Alec Baldwin could be innocent, even though I knew he wasn't. Well, I'm trying to see. So let's see. Yeah, like I've gained a couple of thousand people from the shorts. I only gained a few hundred from the long form. So yes, I have to do them all. I definitely have to keep doing them all. But my posts get me 30 to 100 people a month. So every little bit helps. So that's what I want to do. I'm trying to see how many videos I put out, and all of a sudden I can't see them. Although I got 300,000 views on a negligent discharge video where people are yelling at me. Innocent of what if murder? Sure, I can see that, but of accidental manslaughter, that's got to be worked out in court. Yeah, no, here's the thing. I made the video on purpose because I had a revolver sitting around here that had a very unique function. Now, you got to jump on the popular hashtags. I did that for a while, and then people are like, "Why are you putting Demo Ranch?" It's because I wanted them to see the freaking video. So shush. But Alec Baldwin was using a Colt single action army replica. Now the question is, was the replica as accurate as an original, or was it a newer one with the transfer bar safety because it was provided by a prop master? So that question comes into play. But what I showed in the video was that my Burgo, which is a double action to single action. However, when you start a revolver in single action, a lot of them function exactly the same way as a double action single action gun. You cock the hammer back and it pulls the trigger all the way to the rear of the trigger guard. And on my gun, when my gun is cocked, I can't even get a piece of string behind it. And the tags that they put price tags on, I couldn't get the string behind the trigger because of how tight it was. And that gun requires half a pound of fire. In fact, when I fired it, or dry fired it because I had snap caps in it, I put the string from the tag behind the trigger, and it would not lock the trigger to the rear because it was so tight. The hammer would cock and the cylinder would rotate, and then when you released it, it would fire the revolver. So yeah, I made a video going, oh, well, maybe there's a possibility that if he had this exact same series of malfunctions, technically it could go off without him pulling the trigger, because he's always maintained that he cocked it, but he didn't pull the trigger. And that's where that thought came from. Granted, he's still responsible for that firearm, even though he's an actor. And a lot of people have given him like benefit of the doubt. Why I side with Alec because he's just an actor, all this stuff. He's been doing movies with guns for decades. He knows how to handle a firearm. I know how to handle a firearm. Anybody that has been doing this long enough knows how to handle a firearm. So the fact that he's an actor doesn't change the fact that he was supposed to manipulate the firearm in a certain way. So on a movie set, from the videos and the research I've done, the prop master handles the firearm until the time of shooting. It never leaves the prop master's control. The prop master is responsible for loading it, checking it, and handing it off to the actor. The actor is then responsible to check the firearm themselves. I would never take a gun from somebody without opening the cylinder or racking the slide or running the slide to see what's in it. So the fact that he took this gun, didn't open it at all, didn't check anything, is really, really bizarre to me. Now, he was using a single action army, which just has a door on one side. But you half cock the gun, you open the door, and you spin the cylinder, and you can see the rounds that are in there. He should have been looking at the back of the rounds, because a live round versus a prop round look different on the back. The primers are different. So, hashtags help. It's 50-50. If you put it actually in your comment section, it'll help it more than if you go down to tags. Jeremiah, after your Turkish high power short, I have you tempted to buy one. You're purchasing a SAR 2000 first, however. Dude, nothing wrong with that. That's a great gun. That's a great gun. And then you were saying goodbye to DB and the other guy. Well, hopefully they'll come back, because I need them, especially if all you wonderful, crazy people keep coming in and watching my live streams. What would they have live rounds on a movie set? This is something that not everybody knows, and it might be something they were trying to reproduce for the sake of matching old school movies. On a lot of the old westerns, even Clint Eastwood movies and things like that, they would actually have sharpshooters that would be firing live rounds towards actors in order to get a certain look. If this is probably older than even him, probably Bonanza days. So they used to have live rounds, and they had special people that would fire these guns in order to get certain scenes filmed. And if you're doing other things where you're shooting an object and you want a more accurate response, you use live rounds. Never going to justify what happened, because number one, they were rehearsing the scene. Number two, it wasn't a scene that required live ammunition, so the gun should have been cleared and emptied before it made it to set. Bro looks like a 1x1 Lego set. What are you talking about, Duke? You talking about my tattoos, or are you trying to make a joke? They use live rounds on set. That makes sense for back in the day. Crazy they actually did that. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure there were some places that would film with live rounds even into more modern times. But yeah, that was one thing that would happen back in the day. They would use live rounds because they wanted to have something explode in a realistic way. So they would actually shoot it with live rounds. And when it's done the correct way, you're not pointing it at another actor. It's no harm. But the fact that they didn't means they deserved the manslaughter charge at minimum. Now, Alec Baldwin is clearly not guilty of murder. There's no way that he planned to kill a random person to him, other than the fact that she was a cinematographer. But in Alec Baldwin's life, Helena Hutchins was technically a random stranger to him in that instance. So he had no reason at all to kill her. However, he is responsible for the negligent discharge that ended her life. If you are driving and you accidentally hit somebody, whether or not you've been drinking, and somebody dies, you are guilty of vehicular manslaughter. So he is in need of punishment. He needs to have a stricter punishment, being that he's a public celebrity and he can influence people. I mean, Brandy killed somebody in a car accident and she didn't go to jail. So more than likely, there will be some kind of major plea. He will dedicate his life to doing safety videos and all this stuff. And nobody ever talks about the other guy that got shot, because it was Helena Hutchins behind the camera and another person behind Helena. The bullet went through Helena and hit him as well and hurt him drastically. He needs compensation. And again, Alec Baldwin will probably spend the rest of his life, if he doesn't go to jail, he will spend the rest of his life trying to make up for it, as well he should, because he made a horrible mistake. It's a horrible mistake, but it's one that ended somebody's life. So he definitely needs to take responsibility. That would definitely get a great reaction on set, like a shot zipping by and hitting the ground near your feet. You probably, yeah. So, yeah. Oh man, my voice is starting to go. You don't think Baldwin has enough empathy? He's a narcissist. I do agree. He is quite the narcissist, but I think in certain instances he can have the compassion necessary, because he does have kids and he has to understand that he took a mother away from their kids. So hopefully hopefully he'll learn from it. You just wanted to thank me. The live streams brighten up your day while you're going through cancer treatments. Bro, many wishes to you. I hope that you just beat the crap out of the cancer, because cancer sucks. Yeah, anytime you need anything, you can always message me too. So you can always send me an email. Happy to talk to people. So if you're ever having a bad day and I'm not doing a live stream, feel free to just send me an email, man. You were grossed out by Alec when he went on tour and gave those fake cry speeches about how he isn't guilty, but someone is. Just low and gross. He should have owned it and just said he was sorry. Yeah, and that's a big problem. That is a big problem with his appearance and what's going on. If he had stood up from minute one and said, I was holding the gun that killed her, it's my fault, it's my responsibility, I wasn't the only person culpable, but because I was the one holding the gun, I should stand up and take this. Brandy did. Brandy got in a lot of trouble when she killed somebody. If he had stood up right from the get-go, they would have probably done a plea deal, which they're eventually going to wind up getting to because of his celebrity status. But he would have been in a lot more believable position, because Alec Baldwin has a history of really getting on people's good sides and then really just dropping to the ground. So he'll go way up and then he'll crash. Right now, he's at Robert Downey Jr. in his worst moment levels. So he needs to work his way back up and heal where he was. Who's looking forward to the new PSA bolt guns? They're interesting. You're more of a cynic when it comes to a lot of Hollywood types, considering the entire culture that allowed Cosby and Weinstein to thrive. Cosby and Weinstein are kind of like the Rat Pack of the hard R's. They were part of a crowd that was revered by the industry. Right now, thanks to people like Will Smith being an asshat and a lot of other controversies, Danny Masterson going to prison for 30 years, things like that, hopefully that the industry itself will self-correct, which has been a long time coming, and it really needs to. It takes a certain amount of self-centered mentality to be like that. Alec Baldwin got the wrong advice from the wrong person. Now, he, in his mind, might have been 100% convinced that he didn't do it. But his publicist or lawyer or somebody at the studio said, do not admit guilt. And that is the biggest problem he has. Yeah, hard R. Yeah, we can't say words on here that can get us in trouble, because YouTube, since the adpocalypse, thank you, Paul Brothers, has been very picky. I had a long time. I had a 3-month period where I got 2 false strikes because people said I was selling guns. But yeah, because I have suppressors and stuff, they had gotten to a point in 2022, I couldn't even thread a suppressor on. You can't insert 30-round mags into a gun still. If you insert a 30-round mag into a gun, yeah, you can get your channel, you can get your video demonetized, but they can actually give you a strike. Your GPU looks like an aftermarket radio, doesn't it? That's an old 9 series. I like to vertically mount my GPUs because I think they look cooler, but also for a cooler like this, it actually is better functioning. This is an old 980 that I did a custom mod to it. I actually took the green off the GeForce logo because NVIDIA's logo is shit. So I took that off. But yeah, I have it in there because it allows it to get better airflow, which I like. What? Please say the letter nyet. Is that a nyet? Because it's got the Netanyahu. I know that's actually a politician. But it's got the little thing over the end. Is that a n? Please don't cut this. Please don't clip this into something silly. LOL. Okay. I don't know. I'm glad you're getting something out of it, man, because I'm lost. I'm like the old man sitting in Walmart going, wow, look, big TVs that are cheap. Oh, man. Yeah, but let's look at this. In the last 28 days, I've done, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 16, 17, 19, 22, 24, 25, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 35, 36, 4, 39, 41, 45 videos in the last 28 days. That's why I've been getting a lot. Friend, you are amazing. Keep going. Thank you so much for saying that. Hit the like button. Oh, hey, have you been paying attention to any SHOT Show announcements? Anything catch your fancy? A lot. I see that, bro. A lot of 2011 stuff is coming. That has been very interesting. And the biggest thing, we were talking about it earlier on the stream. I don't think you were here for that, but there's this company that's actually, it's a subsidiary of SDS, which owns TSOS, which is also partnered with Gerson. But Military Armament Corporation. They're getting all this press from SHOT Show from these people. I literally looked at the gun for 5 seconds and I could tell that it was a TSOS. All their guns are rebranded TSOS with a higher price point. So that is hilarious. They bought out the original company from 1970 because they wanted an American company. Yeah, the count jumps up and high. Yeah, Mac. The PSA STG-44 looks promising. Problem is, it's going to be a freaking gosh darn semi-automatic there, don't you know? And then it's going to be one of those things there. Everybody's going to be like, "Oh, bud, that's a very good gun there," and then everybody's going to be really disappointed when it comes out because it's going to be like, "Oh, it's modeled after an old gun." Very interesting. Oh yeah, don't you know? $420 for the 422 caliber version, though. You can get the Mauser one, which is made by Umarex, I'm pretty sure. I'm a ding dong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an Umarex or it's a Mauser, so I think that was made by GSG. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, I bought a bunch of gun cases from an auction. That was pretty fun. I bet those industry journals have no idea that Lexus is a subsidiary. Yeah, pretty much. You wanted to say you watch the shorts a lot, of course, the other videos as well, but the shorts, I definitely enjoy a teaser for your longer videos. Yeah, that's true. One of the safes coming. They just sent me the first one for 2024. So the company, it's called Blacksmith, but it's sold by Banggood through Amazon. Long-winded way of saying it, but it's Chinese. But they're sending me all 5 throughout the course of the year. So they're going to send me the first one that I think they're just released for SHOT Show timing, and then they're going to send me the other 4. Now, they changed their requirements for their videos, and it's one that I'm not going to follow. So I may only be getting one because they sent a new pamphlet with information, all this stuff. They're like, hey, put these hashtags, which is fine. They can tell me they want me to add their name to it, whatever, that's fine. Then all of a sudden they've added that they want to see the video before I publish it. That ain't going to happen. They're not getting it. If I don't like their safe, I'm telling you I don't like their safe. You just got here and have nothing of any real value to add to the conversation. Add whatever you want, bro. We've been talking about airplanes, whippets, Whipple superchargers, turbos, and all kinds of fun stuff. Look forward to those vids, man. Are they large or small? They can hold 6 rifles and a shelf for pistols, so not bad. It'll be pretty good. What's up, Archie? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. So they are requiring extra stuff and possibly, yeah. So they went from pure review to almost like when they want a paid review, but they aren't offering me any money because I would have just said no. But they're sending me the safe, and then in a follow-up email is when I got the information saying what they want me to do with the video. They want me to send it to them for changes and review, and that's not happening. So when I get the safe, I'll take a look at it. I'll make the video, put it up. If they decide to break ties with me over that, that's fine. I don't give a crap. But I will not let somebody else have control over my videos. If I think the thing sucks, I'll either not re-release the video or I'm going to say it. I'm not chowing down to somebody for a $300 safe and sacrificing my morals and my channel integrity for a $300 Chinese safe. They can jump out a goddamn window. Whippets. Been years since you've done that. I think it only seems like years because you've been doing whippets. So if you're tipping the can upside down and go, whoa, I smell chlorine. At least it's not toast. Oh, my neck is really starting to hurt now. I normally don't go this long, but there's so many of you in here. Red drink. Glad you aren't shilling. You respect it, and you've seen a lot of channels prop up bad products. Yeah. It's literally why I refused to do the video on this, and they sent these to me. They didn't ask me to give them a good review, but I don't like the product as something I would endorse. They're interesting and they're fun, and it'll be fun to see if this stays on a rifle when I throw it off a cliff. But it's not an item I would recommend because it's awkward. It's dumb. It's $120 and it's not a good light. This light, on the other hand, I do kind of like it. It's going to go into my car, but it's not one that I like the company enough to do a video on because they wanted me to do a combo video. They said, hey, can you review them both at the same time? And I said, I'll take a look at them. But when it came down time to do it, I was like playing around with the one, decent light, decent everything, and the other one I just throw on guns for fun because it looks stupid. And that's what I have fun with. You hate whippets, it gives you such a effing headache. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, exactly. This is currently being sold on Amazon for $120. And again, it's interesting. And it's actually designed for a rifle. So the picture that I put up on the community tab was of it on my full dust cover 1911 because there happened to be enough dust cover for it to fit on. But this is designed to go either on the bottom, on the side, or on the top of an AR-15, which is what it's actually made for. And again, the material feels fine. It's an aluminum body. This connector is way too crappy. It's a spring loaded, but this spring that it has is crap. And tightening this down is horrendous. So it barely tightens down. I was walking around with a rifle with this on it and it popped off because I didn't crank this down to like 7,000 foot-pounds of torque. So again, I didn't do the videos because I wasn't going to say something positive about one and then be negative about the other when I just don't care for the company that much. And this is just a Surefire clone anyways, or an Olight clone. It's probably made in the same factory as Olight. It looks like it has the same style charging. It's heavy though. Definitely brain a munchkin with that.
We represent the lollipop.
I have random thoughts. And a booger in my nose. That's been there for a while. It's been very annoying to me. I don't know why, but this nostril is just bugging the shit out of me. It's like, why should we do this? Anyways, again, anybody have a good I smell toast. Recommendation for somebody to do me some videos. I need somebody. I'd like to actually get an editor this year and like a better camera and like some better words. I don't know. I might check out this guy though. He's got like 1,000 plus. He's $50. Premium intro, background music, 4K resolution, overlay text, and express delivery. 1 day, unlimited revisions. Well, I might have to do that. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to have to contact this guy. I think I found the guy. We'll see. Just some light advice. Am I supposed to be conscious when an M82 Barrett explodes? Well, if an M82 explodes, it depends on where the failure was. If your head is above the ejection port, which probably will be, you're probably going to feel a really weird thump, and then you're probably going to fall down prone. And assuming you didn't Kentucky ballistics yourself, you're probably going to have a concussion. You may have much trouble hearing, and you're going to want to then crawl away from the firearm because potentially it could set off the rounds that are still in the magazine and seek immediate help. Or, if it was a funny detonation, make sure to upload the video, like Whistling Diesel, who shot a frickin' plate at 1.5 feet and took a 50 round to the head. But luckily, his head's so dense that it stopped. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do sensationalized crap too. That's the other thing I won't do on my channel. I won't go above and beyond being a review guy. Stupid shit like that. I don't like the guys that are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on videos a year. Thoughts on the Ronin in 10mm? It's a good gun. I handled one. I haven't shot one, but it's a 1911 in 10mm. It's going to be a good shooting gun, regardless of what you do. It's going to fire. It's going to work. It's probably fine. I would not worry about that at all. You know what? I think the quality is actually better on my phone than it was on the damn webcams. We're just going to keep running the phone from now on. I've got 3 screens up. Why not, right? TikTokers do it all the time. This is your face I make when we eat. Kentucky's incident was easily one of the scariest videos you've seen. Good reminder that pew-pews are no joke. Yeah, 100%. And the way he handled it, he had somebody with him, which was good because I doubt he would have been able to drive himself to the hospital. But his quick thinking and his willingness to actually insert a finger into an artery, that takes some skill and balls. I mean, the fact that he did that to save his own life. And then, of course, he turns it into a video series, making him lots of money. But he deserves it. He survived a 50 to the neck. Actually, he survived part of a gun to his neck. Hello, you are in Indonesia, excuse me. Pardon me, you're in Indonesia. Hi, welcome. Do you know why people hate the XDM and XDS line of pistols? They're fairly accurate and affordable. The standard size XDM, XDSs are chunky. They're a little top heavy. They have the external grip safety, which not a lot of people like because it actually goes the wrong way. Nope, that's the shield. It goes the right way, but it's small. It's an older design gun. It's like an 80s design. It's made in Croatia by HS Product, who makes the Echelon, which is a much superior gun. It's just bulky and just not that good for the money. They're not terrible, but they're just not my style. You got a Taurus PT 24/7. Which one is that? Heroes. Is that the small frame one? Yep, it is. You know what? Now that I'm saying that, I had one too. Shows how often I play with these things. No, you're not the only one that likes it. The XDM Pro Series is an amazing shooting pistol. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Apparently, if you go on YouTube, I did a video on one. But yeah, I don't even remember owning it that long. No, just take care of it the way you would any other gun. They're fine. Name a country for an edit. What? Not sure what's going on. You want a Colt Combat Commander in 9mm. Why is there such a waiting period on Colt 1911s? The biggest problem that you're going to run into with Colt is that Dan Wesson, CZ bought Colt in 2023, the beginning of it, and they've been retooling a lot of the guns and running through basically what they had left over before they're going to produce CZ built guns. So that could be part of it, but also a Colt in 9mm is not one of their most popular guns. Xavier. No, the 24/7 wasn't the worst. Come on, Keck. Their pistol is the HG2 and look to have relatively high bore alignment. HSG2, is that what they call it in their country? Yeah. Same thing we have here. It's not overly tall. The bore alignment isn't super high on them. They are higher than some guns, but lower than the Savage Stance by far. Hello, is that Bavia? Just joking. Yeah, I know. You can't wait for CZ to improve Colt. The best thing that CZ can do is pay better wages so that they get better quality control, which is one of their biggest problems. Right now, they're not paying enough, and they're trying to assemble $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 guns, and they're doing $600 gun work. So, absolutely. Yeah, the HSG2 is the exact same thing. It's always the same damn thing. I mean, I like the front slide serrations on this one I'm looking at. But in America, are guns allowed on the streets? Yes, they are. Some states you don't even need a permit to conceal carry. Here in the state of Virginia, where I live, you can open carry legally, but you cannot conceal carry without a permit in the state of Virginia. Mr. Mom, where are you? What did I miss? Did I miss Mr. Mom? Mr. Mom's in here? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, you. You're the one with the Colt. You're right about the XDs, though. You dislike grip safety except for the 1911 models. Yeah, well, the 1911, the way it's integrated is much more fluid. You know that if you don't get it, you're not going to get it. But in XDM, it's a much thinner one. It's shorter. It's up higher. Yes, that does promote higher grips. But with their rear palm swell from the rear of the grips of the XDMs, you got to get really high and squeeze your hand in tight. We carry guns everywhere but banks, schools, and courthouses. Also, post offices, unless you're me and you're an idiot and accidentally bring it in every now and then. You hate paying more money for a Springfield XDS knowing it's cheaper gun and the extra cost is just marketing and the brand. That is true. What if there are lots of shootings on the street? Here in the United States, we have gun violence. You have to remember that we have over 330 million people living on 5% of our land. So 95% of the United States is not actually supporting living environments of human beings. So that many people in close quarters are going to hate themselves and you are going to have shootings. But it's not an everyday thing. I've walked through downtown DC, no problem. Granted, there are cities in the United States where economic factors and just opportunities are so limited that it creates an environment where gun violence does happen. But just like any other type of violence, and we talked about this earlier, if somebody wants to cause bodily harm to another person, they're going to do it. If somebody wants to rob somebody, they're going to do it. The mindset of a crazy person is impossible for a normal person to understand. But we do have the right in the United States to defend our lives from imminent danger. Now, that doesn't mean you can just shoot somebody, shoot them in the back, and just walk off. If you get yourself involved in a shooting, there are repercussions to that. Number one, if you're in an urban environment and you accidentally shoot through somebody, hit somebody else, you can not only get charged with killing the person that was perpetrating violence against you, you can get charged with manslaughter for anybody that gets hit as a bystander. If you flee the scene, even if you're just because you're scared, you can get charged. You can get charged with murder just because of the type of ammunition you're using, because the prosecutor wants to get higher on his ballots for DA or whatever. So there's lots of things that you have to take into consideration about that. But in general, if you're a conscientious, I can't say that word, if you're a good gun owner and you don't have any problems with your attitude, things like that, when I carry a gun, people don't know I have a gun. So when I'm concealed carrying, nobody knows I have a gun unless I want them to know because I've pulled it on them, but I won't pull on them unless it requires me saving somebody's life or my own. How's the quality on Gerson? Thinking about the MC35 Ops or Match. I adore the Gerson MC35. I did the video on the Ops here just last week. It's very nice quality. The Gerson High Power, I'm just going to call it the High Power. The Gerson High Power has full interchangeability with an actual High Power. I've taken my Browning Argentinian built High Power and I've taken all the parts off of it and put it onto a Gerson. Whereas the Springfield SA35, I can't even put the slide on it, and the FN version doesn't even incorporate any parts. So yeah, I prefer the Gerson. TSOS used to sell one called the BR9 back in the day, but they don't do it anymore. And now TSOS is actually selling another version. This is how I know TSOS, SDS, and Gerson are all together, because this Military Armament Corporation is selling a high power that's based on Gerson's design. Gun ownership equals democratization, I'm getting tired, of force. It is no longer limited to the physically advantaged or the state. Big picture POV on the US of A. Yeah, yeah. We have such shitty laws that people keep trying to publish, though. They keep trying to push through all these stupid ones. Am I a soldier? No. I was going to become one, but unfortunately, I have bad back, nerve damage, flat feet when I still had feet, and bad knees. So I was not able to join the military, although my father was career military, so I always wanted to join the military and become an Army air defense specialist, which is what he did for decades. So yes, no, I am not a soldier. throw out some more stuff. We've been going about 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm probably going to go at 10:30. So we got about 15, 20 minutes left to ask any other questions. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? 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 Oh yeah. Going back to that whole "Are you a soldier" thing, I actually know 3 people that got arrested for impersonating a military personnel. Yeah, it was stolen valor. It was insane to watch. Yeah, for some reason they thought they could dress up as military and get free shit. Don't do that. In the United States, dressing up as a soldier when you're not a soldier is the biggest dishonor you can do to our military fighting force. Don't be a dick. Don't be a douchebag. I don't know why every time I'm trying to say a word, my mouth wants to drop. It's probably because my mouth is actually falling asleep. That is interesting. How has my day been so far? Pretty uneventful. I'm trying to get things taken care of. Starting the first week of February, I'm going to be on bed rest. My legs are infected. I'm on antibiotics. You keep hearing me burp every now and then. I'm allergic to the antibiotics I have to take, but I'd rather take them and not die. So I'm going to be on bed rest for about a month. You know, my face is similar to Ice Cube. That's an interesting comparison. Hey, Familia Mamed, how are you? Favorite carry around? 45 ACP. I have that in one of my 1911s, but I also carry 9mm a lot. My favorite brand is Hornady. What is bed rest? Bed rest is basically I will be confined to my bed for a couple of weeks with my legs elevated. The only time I can get out of bed, I actually have a chair that I used the last time. That's a wheelchair. It's an office chair with no back on it, so that I can wheel myself around. Bed rest, you are limited to staying in bed. It's not fun. It's not comfortable. It sucks ass. After the first 2 days, you are so bored. I will literally sleep most of those 2 weeks. What I'm doing for now, though, is I'm going to have my buddy bring me a bunch of guns from his gun store. I'm probably going to work one more week, but he's going to bring me a bunch of his guns. I'm going to film an entire month's worth of long form videos and as many shorts as I can in one weekend. So that'll be like 10 or 12 long form gun videos and 30 to 50 shorts videos. And then I'm also going to be still doing live streams because I can do those from bed. So assuming I can do all of that at the same time, then I should be able to listen to heal. If you listen to Elise Beethoven, you will subscribe, and please listen. Well, let me see who that is. By the way, Haywood, yeah, I'm not answering your thing that you typed, you silly Billy. You silly Billy. I mean, I'll check out some of these. Don't just sign up for me just because I'm going to listen to something. You do whatever you want to do. You don't want to come to Indonesia? Question mark. I've never been. I've never had the opportunity to go there. When my father was in the military, I've been to Germany, but I've never been to Indonesia. You can write boobies, but don't put the boobies. You'll sign up, okay? You don't have to, brother. I appreciate it. Only sign up if you really want to. I want people that want to come and have fun. Don't do sub for subs. Don't just sign up just because you're going to sign up. I want people that are going to get engaged with the channel, brother. I appreciate that you came to the live stream. You had literally millions of other channels to choose from, and that makes me feel special enough as it is. So thank you for doing that. Going back into the whole bed rest thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload all of those videos besides the live streams. I'm literally going to upload every single video I can, and then I will put those under members only until I release them. So starting next month, you're going to get a lot of videos if you decide to become a member. So it's kind of e-begging. I'm just letting you guys know, if you want to access like 60 extra videos early, just $2, you get to watch all the videos and you can jump out. So you're from Brazil and you're using a translator. It's coming up pretty good. I appreciate it. I'm understanding. Members only. Look, are you trying to be DB? He's a little bit quacky in the head. Quacky, quirky, wacky, debacky. If I keep doing this. Yeah, so, yeah, just consider it. If you guys want to, it'll be fun. And then you get extra videos for a month. You came over from a bourbon live stream. I'm loving the live stream stuff. Thank you, man. This week, actually today, I don't know why, but this has been the largest number of people that I've had in here. Maybe the word's getting out. Your name is Kevin. How you doing, Familia? Kevin Familia. But yeah, this is the largest number of people we've had here for a long time. Let's see. In Indonesia, you can find a lot from the reasonable to the beyond. I've heard. I've watched some interviews from people. I've seen some like in-country videos. It looks like a great place. It just, yeah, just never had the opportunity to go. I'm trying to get back to England, but I have to heal first because flying across the ocean with a bleeding wound is kind of frowned upon. Don't know why. They're like, you stop that. You can't bleed in our country. It's like, dude, I'm just coming back to your country that gave you the big L and dropping a few bits of American blood off on your shores. I'm losing it now, dudes. I'm going wackadoo. Speaking of which, Haywood, you're running on major sleep deprivation. I may have already read this. Your inner 12-year-old is out of control. Well, tell your inner 12-year-old to get out and shovel my damn sidewalk. Although it all melted, so nobody has to do that anymore. So as we're closing in on the final minutes, my voice is actually going right now. So if you guys have anything else you want to say or anything you want to know, please leave it in the comment real quick. Drop it down there. Say something. I really appreciate that. Just commenting and liking the video helps the algorithm. Take it easy, man. Yeah, I intend to. But it helps the algorithm, helps me get more views, which helps grow the channel without you having to do anything. If you want to do super chats or memberships, those are great. You don't have to do anything, though. Like I said, I appreciate you guys coming to do this. This isn't something I do for a living, although I want to grow the channel and I want to do it organically using the channel. So it's both not an e-bag and kind of an e-bag. So take that into mind. You want to go to Ireland and go whiskey tasting and bride hunting. You're going to find a whole bunch of women over there that want to come over here to America, but you're going to have to keep up with their drinking, and that's very difficult. You might be sitting in a bar, and everybody's going, oh, this is grand, but then you're going to get super drunk, and you're going to wake up, and that sweet little lily that you went to bed with turns out to be the entire pad. It's not good, man. Man, that was way too fast trying to dive into that accent. Xavier, thanks for stopping in. Nick, always good to see you. Iggity biggity whoop whoop doop doop. Schmiggity schmackity whackity back. Yeah, that was the wrong hole for air. I got spit in my air hole. When's the last time you heard somebody say that on a live stream? Holy shit balls. I'm not dying, you're dying. Whoa. Also, using the phone has the slowest delay. Nice video tonight. That's my father. He's probably been hearing me this whole time. So, no, cool. Like I said, 3.5 hours, and now I can't breathe. So, I'm going to say, hey, last 5 minutes. Anybody wants to say hi or bye? Get it in there at 3:30, at 10, 3:30. At 10:30, we're going to be ending the stream. So, anything you want to know about for the next one? The next one is on Friday, so make sure you come back for that one. If we had this kind of fun, we'll just keep having fun. She's going to have to tolerate a whiskey nerd, retired Leo. that doesn't sound like it's going to be a problem. Well, the Leo thing might be a problem, but I think she should be pretty good. Do I believe there are ninjas like in the movies? I don't think they all dress the same, but I do believe that every culture has special people in it that they use for certain things. And it's kind of like aliens. The fact that I've never seen a ninja makes me believe that they do exist. So, yeah, I fully agree that ninjas do exist, but until I actually meet one, I don't know if I would say that I believe in them. This is the most people I've had this long in ever, and it's throwing me off. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to just stay on, but my voice is going away. Ninjas steal food and then late at night. Yes, they do, but they usually wait until you're gone. And lately, they've been leaving lists on phones. You have meth ninjas in Oklahoma. We have those in Martinsburg, West Virginia. They steal all your shit and then they lose their teeth. Ninjas historically were just samurai who did espionage stuff. Yeah, that's pretty true. Ninja. Oh God, am I about to look up something bad? I'm not looking up Blue Waffle again. I refuse. Man, if this takes me to a site where I have to pay you with gift cards or something, I'm gonna be mad. Why is it giving me? Oh, my arm is hurting. So you're talking about the 1998 Banyuwangi massacre? Ninja scare was an outbreak of mass hysteria in East Java, Indonesia, in which the local population believed they were being targeted by ninja. That is crazy. Ronin were samurai with no master. Ronin were people that abandoned the teachings of their master and didn't believe in it anymore, if I remember right. Ninjutsu origin is super vague. Hattori Hanzo, one of the most famous ninjas that existed, was actually samurais who served for the Tokugawa family during the Sengoku era. He did a lot of ninja shite. But okay. Q. Look, bro. It hurts. I'm picking at the loose stuff. If it doesn't come off, I leave it. Yeah, I believe Ronin had a code, but they didn't just indiscriminately kill. In feudal Japan, they existed for 700 years, for the most part. Drifter, wanderer, samurai who had no lord or master, and in some cases it also severed all links with family or clan. A samurai becomes a ronin upon the death of his master or after the loss of his master's favor or legal privilege. In modern Japanese usage, usually the term is used to describe a salaryman who is unemployed or a secondary school graduate who has not been admitted to university. So, wow, you could be a union. You could be a union. You could be a union. Not in Japan. You could be a ronin. Yeah, I got this tattoo was done, but I'm allergic to Neosporin now, so all the loose skin is coming off, and I picked it and made it bleed because I'm a dumbass. Which means he's gonna have to recolor it, which is gonna take even longer because I'm a dumbass. They don't call me dumbass for nothing. They call me a dumbass because I'm a dumbass. We at 3:30, 3:30, 10:30. So, kids, 34 of you still watching. I think it's time to go. Like I said, I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you so much for having some fun with me. I got to rest my voice. I will be back on Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern. Come in, hang out again. As you saw, this stream was all over the place, and that's the way I likes it. Keep it civil. Have some fun. Talk to everybody else. Look at that jumping people. It's Wednesday. Come back for more videos. I really like it. Thank you, Mr. Mom. Thank you so much. Where's the squirrel? So come back for all that. Keck, thank you, man. Enjoy your night. Have a fun time. Eat a burrito if you like that kind of thing. Come back for the next one. And I'm going to push twice on my screen because when you hit X, it tells me, are you sure? And I'll talk to you later.
Bye bye.